Very good morning to one and all. We are going to start the session within 2 minutes. We have esteemed personalities with us. Very good morning and very warm welcome. I request honorable dignitaries to occupy the dais. Please, sir. I request the dignitaries to occupy the seats on the dais. I request the dignitaries to take the seats. We warmly welcome our today's guest of conference, Vastra-Disha. Honorable MLA of our Maharashtra state and Vice Chairman of DKT's Textile and Engineering Institute, Shri Prakash Nawade. Chief guest of today's program, Honorable Secretary, Textile Ministry, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Virendra Singh. Deputy Textile Commissioner, Honorable Mr. Goraksh Gadelkar. Deputy Secretary, Department of Textiles, Government of Maharashtra, Honorable Mr. Sri Krishna Pawar. Deputy Secretary, Honorable Ms. Shraddha Kocharkar. Secretary of our institute, Honorable Mrs. Dr. Sapna Awade Vaini. All the management trustees, Director of our institute, Professor Dr. L.S. Admuthe. Head of our textile department and Deputy Director, Professor Dr. U.J. Patil. The resource persons of today's conference, academician, industrialists, budding entrepreneurs, technocrats, alumni, media persons, in charges of various departments, faculty, and staff present over here. On behalf of DKT's Textile and Engineering Institute, I, Ashwini Raibagi, would like to extend heartfelt welcome to each one of you. As we are aware, DKT's Textile and Engineering Institute, in collaboration with Ministry of Textiles, have organized today a one-day conference titled Vastra-Disha 2023 to 28 Textile Stakeholders Meet. The conference will be conducted in two sessions. First is inaugural session, and the second session promises a rich lineup of discussions and expert insights. To start with the inaugural session, I request Deputy Director and Head of our Textile Department, Honorable Professor Dr. U.J. Patil, sir, for the introductory speech. Please, sir.
Very good morning to one of all. Honorable Sri Prakash Awade, he known as a father of ICHALKARANJI High-Tech Textile City. Honorable Sri Virendra Singh, Secretary, Textile Ministry, Government of Maharashtra. Honorable Professor Sapna Awade, Honorary Secretary, DKT Society. Deputy Secretary, Sri Krishna Pawar, Kotrekar Madam, and Director of our Institute, Professor L.S. Admuthe Madam. Eminent resource persons for today's expert talk and panel discussions, and delegates from industry and my colleagues. On the occasion of Vastra-Disha 2023-28 conference, today I am standing before you with a great pleasure and excitement to initiate the process of further strengthening the collaboration between our renowned DKT Institute and State Government of Maharashtra. As we step into new year, the state government, with its foresight and commitment to growth, is set to introduce groundbreaking policy spanning from 2023 to 28. This policy is filling up with incentives, and that holds the promise to revolutionize the textile landscape. Today's conference, Vastra-Disha 2328, is crucial step to ensure seamless implementation and facilitation of this visionary policy. At the center of this joint collaborative activity, our institute, the DKT, which stands proudly as one of the key stakeholders in the development of textile industry. We have been actively engaged in fostering a strong bond between the industry and academia. And today, we have extended our hands to join with government so as to bring the multidirectional revolutionary in the Maharashtra textile industry. But before we proceed ahead, I would like to highlight the distinct aspect of our DKT Institute. We take immense pride in being a unique institute in India that offers comprehensive spectrum of textile engineering education, diploma, degree, post-graduation, and quality research at PhD level. This conference is not merely gathering of minds, it's a platform where visionary will share their insight, where contemporary topics such as sustainability, technical textile, and journey from fiber to fashion will be at the center stage. We have also reserved our adequate time in order to discuss the pivotal role of decentralized sector through the expert talk and engaging panel discussions. The Vastra-Disha 2328 conference is not just a routine event but a light opportunity. It's a space where idea will be sown, nurtured, and harvested for the prosperity of our industry. The takeaway from today's conference will serve the guiding light, inculcating confidence in the industry to navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. On behalf of DKT Institute, I extend a very warm welcome to you all. Let the collective embark this journey of collaboration, knowledge sharing, and innovation. Together, we can view the fabric of success that not only align with new policy but also the propel our industry to new height. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. To begin this enlightening journey, I request the dignitaries to initiate the lighting of the lamp. It is a traditional ritual of to light the lamp of knowledge to remove the darkness as light symbolizes the prosperity and knowledge. May the light guide us through a day filled with wisdom, inspiration, and shared knowledge. We are we have inaugurated the conference along with igniting the flame of inspiration and shared knowledge. Now we request MLF Maharashtra State Vice Chairman of DKT's Textile and Engineering Institute, Honorable Shri Prakashanna Awade, for the welcome speech. Please, sir.
आज आपल्या इचलकरंजीच्या डीकेटी संस्थेमध्ये एक अतिशय चांगला अशा पद्धतीचं वस्त्र दिशा 2024 या विषयाच्या संबंधीचं एक चर्चासत्र संपन्न होतोय. काही मान्यवरांचे विचार आपल्याला या निमित्तानं ऐकायला मिळणार आहेत. या कार्यक्रम हा राज्य सरकार, महाराष्ट्र राज्य टेक्सटाईल विभाग आणि त्याला मदत करायसाठी आपली डीकेटी इन्स्टिट्यूट असा हा दोन्ही संस्थांच्या विद्यमानं शासनाने आपलं टेक्सटाईल इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज या दोन्हीच्या वतीनं हा कार्यक्रम संपन्न होतोय. आणि या कार्यक्रमाच्या निमित्तानं या ठिकाणी मुद्दा म्हणून आपल्या सगळ्याला मार्गदर्शन करण्याच्यासाठी उपस्थित असलेले महाराष्ट्र राज्याचे अतिशय कर्तव्यदक्ष आणि अतिशय जिद्दीनं या विभागाला एक नवी दिशा देण्याच्या संबंधीचा प्रयत्न करणारे वस्त्रोद्योगाचे आमचे प्रधान सचिव सन्माननीय वीरेंद्र सिंग साहेब, या कार्यक्रमाच्या निमित्तानं उपस्थित असलेले आमचे आणखी एक सहकारी महाराष्ट्र राज्याचे उपसचिव श्रीकृष्ण पवार साहेब, आमच्या विभागाच्या उपस्थित असलेल्या मॅडम, मंचकावर उपस्थित असलेल्या या संस्थेच्या सन्माननीय सचिव डॉक्टर सपना आवाडे, आपल्या या इन्स्टिट्यूटचे सन्माननीय विश्वस्त प्रेडिक्शिलचे सदस्य सुनील पाटील, आपल्या प्राचार्य अडमुटे मॅडम, आपले HOD आणि या सगळ्या कार्यक्रमाची जबाबदारी ज्यांच्यावर आहे ते युजे पाटील, मागे बसलेत पण आम्हा सगळ्यांचे ज्येष्ठ प्रेडिक्शिलचे चेअरमन विश्वनाथजी अग्रवाल, बाकीचे सगळेच सन्माननीय डीकेटीच्या आजच्या या विचार मंथनामध्ये उद्याची दिशा वस्त्रोद्योगाची निश्चित करण्याच्यासाठी आपले विचार देण्याच्यासाठी आलेले सगळे विचारवंत, या क्षेत्रातले मान्यवर, ऐकायलाही उपस्थित असलेले उद्योजक, एक्सपोर्टर्स, नवीन उद्योग कुठल्या दिशेला घेऊन जायचं यासाठी मुद्दा म्हणून उपस्थित असलेले एंटरप्रिनर्स, सगळे मान्यवर, पत्रकार, छायाचित्रकार, मीडिया, सगळ्यांचं मी स्वागत करतोय. खरं म्हणजे वस्त्र-दिशा 2024 एक अतिशय महत्वाचा विषय आहे आणि या विषयावर आज डीकेटी मध्ये राज्य सरकारच्या पुढाकारानं हे सत्र होतं. दीनदयालजी इकडे पुढे या सगळ्यातनं आपण पुढे चाललोय. हा आनंद आपल्या सगळ्यांना आहे. महाराष्ट्र राज्यामध्ये वस्त्रोद्योगात इचलकरंजीचं नाव फार मोठं आहे, फार पुढच्या क्रमांकावर आहे. इचलकरंजीचा इतिहासही वस्त्रोद्योगातला जुना आहे. जुनं हातमागातलं केंद्र, साडी बनवण्याचं पूर्वीचं एक अतिशय चांगलं अशा पद्धतीचं राज्यातलं साडी उत्पादन करणारं केंद्र 1904 साली याच राजवाड्याचे तत्कालीन जहागीरदार नारायणराव बाबासाहेब घोरपडे यांच्या विचारानं इचलकरंजीचं आधुनिकीकरण व्हायला पाहिजे. 1904 ला तरी मॉडर्नायझेशनचा विचार स्वीकारला आणि इचलकरंजीला हातमागाच्या ऐवजी यंत्रमाग आणायला पाहिजे अशा पद्धतीची धारणा त्यांनी मनामध्ये धरली. मुंबई हे जगातलं वस्त्रोद्योगातलं एक सगळ्यात प्रमुख केंद्र होतं भारतातलं. भारतातलं मुंबई हे वस्त्रोद्योगातलं एक नंबरचं व्यवसाय केंद्र होतं. फार जुना इतिहास आहे वस्त्रोद्योगाला. आज भारतामध्ये जेवढे म्हणून टॉपचे इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट आहेत, उद्योजक आहेत, उद्योगपती आहेत, हे सगळे टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्रीतनं पुढे गेलेत. त्यांचा मूळ पाया टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्री होता. ह्या टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये त्याने खूप काम केलं, ते मोठे झाले, इतर व्यवसायात घुसले आणि मग त्यांना टेक्सटाईल पेक्षा इतर व्यवसायात नफा जास्त दिसायला लागला, फायदा जास्त दिसायला लागला, श्रम कमी दिसायला लागले, मग तिकडे ते वळले. पण टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्री आजही महाराष्ट्रात फार मोठी आहे. 83च्या संपानंतर मुंबईतला टेक्सटाईल उद्योग मुंबईतनं बाहेर गेला. 3.5 लाख कामगारांनी त्यावेळी काम बंद आंदोलन मुंबईत केलं आणि वस्त्रोद्योग कोलमडला हे आम्ही त्यावेळी बघितलं. आणि त्यावेळच्या संपानंतर मुंबईच्या बाहेर गेलेला वस्त्रोद्योग आता स्थिर व्हायला लागलाय, स्थिर होण्याच्या बरोबर पुढे चाललाय, आधुनिकीकरणाकडे वाटचाल करायला लागलाय. व्हॅल्यू ऍडिशनच्या चेन मध्ये तो एक 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 चेन जोडून पुढे चाललाय. एक फार चांगलं चित्र आपल्याला या सगळ्यातनं बघायला मिळालं. आणि माझ्यासारख्या कार्यकर्त्याला हे बघत असताना अपग्रेडेशन मध्ये नेमकं आपण कुठं आहे, काय करायला पाहिजे, हे सारखं मनामध्ये टोचणी असते. कारण डीकेटीचा जन्म एका संघर्षातनं झाला. या संस्थेला सहजासहजी परवानगी मिळाली नाही. 3 मुख्यमंत्र्यांच्या मागे लागल्याच्या नंतर 30 विद्यार्थी घेऊन डिप्लोमा कॉलेज काढायला माझ्या वडिलांना त्यावेळी राज्य सरकारनं परवानगी दिली. आमचे नेते कैलासवासी त्यावेळेचे खासदार कदमअण्णा यांचं निधन झालं होतं. त्यांच्या स्मृतीप्रित्यर्थ कायम एक जिवंत, जागृत आणि इचलकरंजीला दिशा देणारं काय आपण करू शकतो याचा विचार केल्यानंतर तत्कालीन सगळ्या प्रमुखांनी ठरवलं की आपल्याला टेक्सटाईल इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज काढायचं. राज्यामध्ये टेक्सटाईल इंजिनिअरिंग नव्हे, इंजिनिअरिंग कुठल्याच कॉलेजला परवानगी नव्हती. इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज फक्त आणि फक्त गव्हर्नमेंटचे होते. मग नो ग्रँट वरचं हे कॉलेज काढायला माझे दादा वडील त्यावेळी आमदार होते. त्यांनी सातत्यानं प्रयत्न केला. पहिले मुख्यमंत्री झाले, दुसरे झाले, तिसऱ्या मुख्यमंत्र्यांच्या काळामध्ये सातत्यानं प्रयत्न केल्यानंतर त्यांना परवानगी 30 विद्यार्थी घेऊन मिळाली. त्या विद्यार्थ्याचा आज वटवृक्ष झालाय. आज आपलं इंजिनिअरिंगच्या सगळ्या विभागाचे सगळे कोर्सेस आहेत. टेक्सटाईलच्या बरोबर इंजिनिअरिंगचे सगळे आहेत. पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन पर्यंत आपण गेलोय. आपलं क्वालिटी एवढी आपली चांगली आहे, आपले मार्क्स एवढे चांगले आहेत कॉलेजचे. DRDO सुद्धा आपल्या बरोबर आता जॉईंट व्हेंचर मध्ये त्यांच्या बरोबर आपण काम करतो. फार गोपनीय आम्ही त्यातले काही विषय, काही संशोधन आपल्याला ठेवायला लागतात. पण काही प्रोजेक्ट आपल्याला आम्ही जॉईंट मध्ये करायला लागलोय. संशोधन जे आज डिफेन्सला लागणारं बऱ्यापैकी कापड इचलकरंजी साहेब तयार होत. पॅराशूटचं कापड इचलकरंजीतनं डिफेन्सला वेगवेगळ्या माध्यमातून तिथं पण पोहोचतं. आज जे इचलकरंजीमध्ये तयार होणारं कापड आहे ते साहेब फार चांगल्या क्वालिटीचं कापड तयार होतं आणि ते डीम्ड एक्सपोर्ट मध्ये मोठ्या प्रमाणात एक्सपोर्ट होतं. आमच्या इथनं डायरेक्ट एक्सपोर्ट करायला अजून म्हणावी तशी गती मिळाली नाही. मी मुळे साहेब देशाचे भारत सरकारचे सचिव होते, परराष्ट्र सचिव. त्यांनी परराष्ट्रामध्ये अमेरिकेला ते भारताचे प्रतिनिधी राजदूत म्हणून तिथं होते. त्यावेळी आम्ही प्रयत्न करून इचलकरंजीचे एक 20 उद्योजकांना अमेरिकेतल्या उद्योजकांशी तिथं बायर सेलर बीट आम्हाला अरेंज करून दिली होती. त्यांनी आमचं सगळ्यांचे उद्योजक ठरले, आमचे पासपोर्ट तयार झाले, व्हिसा आला, सगळं झालं, सगळं जायचं ठरलं आणि आमच्या उद्योजकांचं असेच काय तर त्यावेळी टेक्निकल अडचण आलेली आम्हाला जाता आलं नाही. पण त्याच्यानंतर आम्ही प्रयत्न काय आमचे थांबले नाहीत. सुनील प्रिडिक्शिलचे चेअरमन होते त्यावेळी साहेब. पहिल्यांदा भारतामध्ये बायर सेलर मीट साठी आंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तरावरचे खरीददार, कापड विकत घेणारे बायर, हे मेट्रो सिटीच्या बाहेर कधी अशा पद्धतीची बायर सेलर मीट झाली नव्हती, कधीही नाही आणि होती नाही. तिथं त्यांना आवश्यक असलेले 5 स्टार हॉटेल नसतात, कॉन्फरन्स हॉल नसतात, त्यांना पाहिजे त्या सुविधा नसतात, त्यामुळं ते तयार होत नाहीत. आणि गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया सुद्धा तयार होत नाही बाहेर कॉन्फरन्स द्यायला. पण आमच्या इचलकरंजीची स्ट्रेंथ, इथल्या कापडाची क्वालिटी, इथल्या उद्योजकांची जिद्द आणि त्यातनं तयार होणारं नवीन नवीन व्हरायटी, हे सगळं गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडियाला माहिती होतं, प्रिडिक्सिलला माहिती होतं. आम्ही सगळ्यांनी प्रयत्न करून करून मग इचलकरंजीला बायर सेलर मीट ठेवली साहेब. आम्हाला सांगायला आनंद आणि अभिमान वाटतो, 63 देशातनं बाहेर इथं इचलकरंजीला आले होते. 63 देशातलं खरीददार इचलकरंजी सारख्या या गावात येऊन बाहेर सेलर मीट सक्सेस झाली. आणि त्यावेळी इचलकरंजीच्या बाहेर सेलर मीटच्या माध्यमातून हजारो कारखानदारांचे एक्सपोर्टला सुरुवात झाली. साहेब, हे सायलेंट एक्सपोर्ट आहे. कोण कोणाला मी कुठं कापड विकतो सांगत नाही. उद्योगातलं सिक्रेसी आपण ठेवतो. बरेच लोक आमच्यातले एक्सपोर्टर आहेत पण सांगत नाही. आमच्यातले वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी व्हॅल्यू ऍडिशनच्या चेन मध्ये चाललेत पण ते सांगत नाहीत. खूप लोक आहेत. विविधता कापडाची इचलकरंजी सारखी जगात कुठे मिळणार नाही एवढं व्हरायटी कापड आम्ही काढतो. साहेब, आमची स्ट्रेंथ काय आहे? आमच्या इचलकरंजी सारख्या डिसेंट्रलाइज आणि एवढ्या मॉडर्न विविंग सेंटरची आमची स्ट्रेंथ काय असेल तर कमीत कमी क्वांटिटी मध्ये जास्तीत जास्त व्हरायटी काढायची आमची स्ट्रेंथ. चीनची स्ट्रेंथ काय आहे? क्वांटिटी ही त्यांची स्ट्रेंथ आहे पण व्हरायटी विविधता हे ते काढू शकत नाहीत. एकच क्वालिटीचं लाखो करोडो मीटर्स ते काढू शकतात. पण आमची स्ट्रेंथ आहे आम्ही 10,000 मीटरचे 100 व्हरायटी आम्ही काढू शकतो. छोटे छोटे युनिट्स आहेत आमचे. आमच्याकडे जॉबर आहेत, आमच्याकडे स्किल्ड लेबर आहे, आमच्याकडे अतिशय चांगलं कल्चर तयार झाले. आमची ती स्ट्रेंथ आहे ती आम्ही इनकॅच करतो. पण आम्ही तटायला लागलोय मार्केटिंग मध्ये. आता आमचा बॉटलनेक असेल तर मार्केटिंग हा आमचा बॉटलनेक आहे. म्हणून मी सगळ्यांना तयार करायलो. साहेब, आम्ही चॅलेंज परवा आम्ही एक कार्यक्रम मोठा झाला आमचा इथं. आम्ही सगळ्यांनी मिळून ठरवलं की येणाऱ्या 4 वर्षामध्ये जसं तिरुपूर भारतातलं सगळ्यात हायएस्ट नीटवेअर मधलं साधारण ऍव्हरेज 20,000 करोड रुपयाचं कापड एक्सपोर्ट करणारं एका गावातनं सिटी होती तिरुपूर. तसं इचलकरंजी आम्ही येणाऱ्या 4 वर्षामध्ये तिरुपूरला बीट करून तिरुपूरपेक्षा एक 5,000 कोटी तर जास्त 25,000 कोटी रुपये पर्यंत एक्सपोर्ट येणाऱ्या 4 वर्षात करून दाखवायचा निर्धार आम्ही इचलकरंजीकरांनी केला. 25,000 कोटीचा एक्सपोर्ट एका इचलकरंजीतनं व्हायला पाहिजे असं आमचं टार्गेट आहे. आम्ही जे ठरवतो ते शक्य करून दाखवलं. सर, 1904 ला यंत्रमाग आला. 2004 ला त्याचं शताब्दी वर्ष आम्ही साजरं केलं. त्या शताब्दी वर्ष साजरं करत असताना मी जाहीरपणानं सांगितलं येणाऱ्या 5 वर्षात इचलकरंजी शटललेस सिटी व्हायला पाहिजे. काही करून आपल्याला शटललेस सिटी करायचं, साध्या रूमवर राहायचं नाही. आणि इचलकरंजीतल्या उद्योजकांनी साथ दिली. अतिशय उत्तम अशा पद्धतीचं काम डीकेटीने केलं. टेक्निकल सगळा सपोर्ट उद्योजकांना केला आणि त्यातनं आमची इचलकरंजी ही नगरी भारतातली सगळ्यात हायटेक विविंग सेंटर बनली. 5 वर्षात आम्ही जगाच्या पाठीवरचं सगळ्यात स्ट्रॉंग विविंग सेंटर बनलं, आधुनिक विविंग सेंटर बनलं. आज जे 3 लिडिंगचे एअरजेट मॅन्युफॅक्चर आहेत, सुडाकोमा असेल, टोयोटो असेल, पिकॅनल असेल, या सगळ्या कंपनीचं कुठलाही नवीन ब्रँड एक्झिबिशन मध्ये, आंतरराष्ट्रीय एक्झिबिशन मध्ये, इटिमामध्ये तिथं ठेवला तर त्यातला पहिला लूम तिथे एक्झिबिशनला लूम डायरेक्ट इचलकरंजीला येतो. सर, एवढं आधुनिक तंत्रज्ञान इथली लोक आता स्वीकारून पुढे चालले. फार प्रचंड वेगानं आमचं गाव बदलायला लागलं. आमचा बॉटलनेक एकच होता. आम्हाला आमचं कापड एक्सपोर्ट करायला तर एक तर ग्रे एक्सपोर्ट करायला पाहिजे होतं किंवा व्हॅल्यू ऍडिशनच्या चेन मध्ये जायचं झालं तर चांगलं प्रोसेस हाऊस पाहिजे होतं. चांगलं प्रोसेस हाऊस काढायच्या संबंधीचा निर्णय आम्ही घेतला. त्यावेळेचे 2011-12चे भारत सरकारचे तत्कालीन फायनान्स मिनिस्टर प्रणव मुखर्जी साहेबांनी त्यावेळेच्या बजेट स्पीच मध्ये इचलकरंजीला आम्हाला मेगा क्लस्टरची योजना द्यायची मान्य केली. 2014ला सरकार बदललं. 2015ला परत त्याने ऍडव्हर्टाइजमेंट मध्ये आपल्याला मिळालं आणि इचलकरंजीमध्ये मेगा क्लस्टरचा प्रोजेक्ट पुरा झाला. आज 50,000 मीटरनं आम्ही ती उभारलं. बघता बघता आम्ही 1,00,000 मीटरचं त्याची तयारी केली आणि उभारताना आम्ही 2 वर्षात आम्ही 2,00,000 मीटरला जायच्या संबंधीचं प्लॅन करून तो प्रोजेक्ट उभारलेला आहे. जगातल्या चांगल्या देशात चांगलं प्रोसेस हाऊस जे आहे त्या क्वालिटीचं आमचं प्रोसेस हाऊस आहे. ब्रँडेड सगळे कापड इचलकरंजीतले इथं तयार होते साहेब आणि ते आमच्या प्रोसेसला येते. तुम्हाला त्यांच्या शोरूम मधनं तुम्ही घेता दसपट पैसे देऊन. पण ते बनते इचलकरंजीत. नेम रायटर आता कडेला प्रत्येक लूमला लावलेला आहे. तर कुठल्याही कंपनीचा नेम रायटरचा ब्रँडचा त्याच्यावर शिक्का आपण तयार करू शकतो. त्याचं प्रोसेसिंग त्या क्वालिटीचं आपण देऊ शकतो, त्याच्याही चांगल्या क्वालिटीचं देऊ शकतो आणि ते मार्केटिंग मध्ये येत आहे. इथे दीनदयाळ मगाशी मी म्हणालो की नाही 300 रुपयाचं कापड 1300 रुपयाला विकलं जात आहे. हे दीनदयाळ समोर जरा उभं राहा दीनदयाळजी भैया. यांच्या कारखान्यात तयार होतं ते 300 रुपयाचं कापड ब्रँडेड मध्ये 1300 रुपयाला विकते. ही व्हॅल्युएशनची ताकद आहे, ही मार्केटिंगची ताकद. ही आम्ही इनकॅश केलं तर कुठली मंदी आली आणि कुठलं काय आहे, तिची मंदीचा झटका कुणाला बसणार आहे, पूर अडचणीत येणार आहे. पण त्या क्वालिटीनं त्या कॉन्फिडन्सनं जायला पाहिजे पुढे आणि तो कॉन्फिडन्स बनवायचं काम आमचं चालू आहे. आणि आता वस्त्र दिशा या कार्यक्रमातनं सगळ्यात मोठं काय काम करायचं असेल तर आपल्याला काय नेमकं जायचं आहे पुढे हे टार्गेट ठरवणं, त्या दिशेनं पुढे जायच्या संबंधीचं कसं जायला पाहिजे याचा विचार करणं. साहेब शेकडो लोक आहेत. आता निकुंज मगाशी तुमची ओळख करून दिली, फार मोठा एक्सपोर्टर झाला. असे इथं बसलेले एवढ्या या हॉलमध्ये 50 एक्सपोर्टर असे आहेत की त्यांचं फार ताकदीनं काम करतात पण सांगत नाहीत. त्यांच्या घरात तर सांगतात की रे कुणाला माहिती, एवढं सिक्रेट ठेवून करतात ते. कारण तो बाहेर कोण आहे कुणाला तर समजला तर काय करायचं ही भीती आहे ते पोटात. त्यामुळं प्रत्येक जण आपापल्या व्यवसायात आहे. माझी आता विनंती तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना आहे, उद्योजकांना, एक्सपोर्टरना, सगळ्यांना, की भविष्यात आता तुमचं कापड ग्रे घेऊन त्याच्यावर टेक्निकल टेक्सटाईल करून पुढे जाणार आता ह्याची फार मोठी आता गती आलेली आहे. आणि आता भविष्य टेक्निकल टेक्सटाईलचं आहे. देशामध्ये सगळ्यात मोठी टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्री जगात आमची असताना टेक्निकल टेक्सटाईल मध्ये सगळ्यात लास्ट लावतो आपण. भले टेक्सटाईल मध्ये आपण वर आहोत, पहिल्या काही क्रमांकामध्ये आहोत, पण टेक्निकल टेक्सटाईल मध्ये आपला क्रमांक कितवा म्हटल्यानंतर तो शेवटून मोजावा लागतो. हे बरोबर नाही. आज सुद्धा 10-12% वर आम्ही टेक्निकल टेक्सटाईल मध्ये काम करत नाही. आपल्याला फार वाढवायचं आहे. त्यासाठी आपला प्रॉडक्ट, चांगला प्रॉडक्ट, त्याला पुढे काय करायला पाहिजे हे फार महत्त्वाचं आहे. ॲग्रोटेक मध्ये काय काय किती क्रांती झाली, किती नेट तयार झाली, किती मंचिंग तयार झालं, काय काय झालं तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. तुमचंही कापड कुठं जातंय की आता बऱ्याच ठिकाणी आता चाललंय ते, त्याचं कसं आपण करू शकतो, त्याला कसं कोटिंग द्यायचं हे बघायला पाहिजे. बिल्टेक मध्ये आता साधा विषय, आता प्रत्येकाचं बाथरूम लिकेजचा प्रश्न होता पूर्वी, आता बिल्टेक मध्ये कंपल्सरी प्रत्येक बाथरूम मध्ये आता टेक्सटाईल वापरलं जातं जे लिकेज प्रूफ होतं ऑटोमॅटिकली. हे सगळं बदलतं चित्र आहे, दुनिया बदल रही आहे. त्यातलं हे टेक्नॉलॉजी बदलायला लागली. वापर टेक्सटाईलचा, अगदी टेक्निकल टेक्सटाईलचा वापर हेलिकॉप्टरच्या बॉडी बिल्डिंग साठी व्हायला लागला. जे फॅन आहेत की नाही, विंड मिलचे फॅन, त्याचे फॅनचे सगळे फायबर हे टेक्सटाईलचे आहे, फायबर नाही आहे तो. त्याचे पंखे हे टेक्सटाईलचे आहे. इतक्या विविध ठिकाणी आपण आपलं चाललंय. जिओटेक असेल, होमटेक असेल, औद्योगिक क्षेत्रामध्ये आता मेडिटेक असेल, फार बदलायला लागलं. आता मेडिकल मध्ये वॉल हृदयाचे टेक्सटाईलचे व्हायला लागले. मेडिकल मध्ये हार्टचे वॉल टेक्सटाईल मधले व्हायला लागले. ही क्रांती आहे, प्रचंड क्रांती आहे. सगळेच तिथपर्यंत जाणार नाहीत, पण कुठपर्यंत टेक्सटाईल चाललंय हे तुम्हाला सांगायला लागलोय. आपण आपल्या प्रॉडक्ट मध्ये व्हॅल्युएशनच्या चेन मध्ये काय करू शकतो ह्याचा शोध घ्या. तुम्ही अतिशय हुशार आहात. मला माहिती आहे इचलकरंजीच्या उद्योजकांची ताकद काय आहे. आमच्यात साहेब, आमच्यातलं इथलं जगातलं कुठलंही एक्झिबिशन कुठल्याही देशात असू दे, इचलकरंजीतले हजारो लोक त्या एक्झिबिशन मध्ये असतात. हजारो. मी जबाबदारीने सांगतोय. एक 2-4 जण मित्र जमले की चालले ते टेक्सटाईल एक्झिबिशन बघायला, आणि तिथं नुसतं बघत नाही, येताना काहीतरी घेऊन येतात, ते चालू करतात. साहेब गारमेंट इंडस्ट्री इचलकरंजीमध्ये याच डीकेटीनं गारमेंट इंडस्ट्रीचं मूळ घातलं. नगरपालिकेनं पुढाकार घेतला. माझ्या मिसेस त्यावेळी नगराध्यक्ष होत्या, शिंदे साहेब मुख्यमंत्री होते. त्यांना विनंती केली, आमचं टेक्सटाईलचं गाव आहे, आम्ही इथं गार्मेंट सेंटर शिकवायला चालू करतो. स्टॅपेट देऊन चालू करायला त्यांनी परवानगी दिली. 4,500 परित्यक्ता महिला, विधवा, अत्यंत गरज असलेल्या महिला, अशा महिलांना आम्ही ट्रेनिंग दिलं. आज गावामध्ये 15 ते 18,000 महिला गारमेंट इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये डिसेंट्रलाइज मध्ये काम करतात. कुठं 5 मशीन आहेत, कुठं 10 मशीन आहेत, कुठं 20 मशीन आहेत. अगदी पिशव्या शिवायपासनं, टोप्या शिवायपासनं, लेडीजच्या परकर शिवायपासनं ते आठवडी बाजारात तिथे हँगरला लावून विकणारे कापड शिवायपासनं ब्रँडेडला शिवून देणाऱ्या फॅक्टऱ्यापर्यंत गारमेंट इंडस्ट्री उभं राहिली. व्हरायटी, प्रचंड व्हरायटी इथं आहे. आमचा उद्योजक कलाकार आहे, महिला फार चांगला हार्डवर्कर आहेत. म्हणून आमचं साहेब पर कॅपिटा उत्पन्न आमचं फार जास्त आहे. आम्हाला सांगायला आनंद होतो की या सगळ्यामुळं पर कॅपिटा उत्पन्न 5 लाख रुपये, 5 लाख लोकसंख्येच्या आतल्या शहरामध्ये, भारतामध्ये पर कॅपिटा सगळ्यात जास्त उत्पन्न असलेलं शहराचं नाव इचलकरंजी आहे. मध्ये एकदा सर्वे झाला होता, मागेल त्याला मिळा काम, किंवा सगळ्यात कमी बेकार असलेले शहर कुठली भारतातली, सगळे कामात असलेले लोक, जिथं बेकार कोण सापडणार नाही, अशा शहरांचा सर्वे झाला. त्यात 1 नंबरला सुरत आलं. सर 1 नंबरला सुरत होतं, जिथं सगळे कामात आहेत असं. आणि त्याच्यात 2 नंबरला शहर जे आलं त्याचं नाव इचलकरंजी. इतकं आम्ही पळायला लागलोय, फास्ट चाललोय. आमच्या इचलकरंजीला मध्ये कोरोना आला त्यावेळी बघितलं आम्ही, आमच्या इचलकरंजीमध्ये बाहेरच्या राज्यातले 52,000 कामगार इथं इचलकरंजीमध्ये काम करतात. ह्याच्यावरून आमची स्ट्रेंथ घ्या. आमच्या गावात आम्हाला आनंद काय, आमचं इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर कमी पडतंय हा आमचा मनात रुकरुक आहे. इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर आमच्या इंडस्ट्रियल इस्टेटमध्ये गेलं तर रस्ते नसतात, ही आमची अडचण आहे. पण चांगल्यात चांगलं अशा पद्धतीचं काम करणारे शहर आहे. आम्हाला चांगली मदत करा साहेब, फार पुढे जाणार आहे. टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्रीलाही नेतोय आम्ही, गावालाही नेतोय. गाव तर पुढे चाललंयच, अजूनही चांगलं आता नेऊ. चांगल्या पद्धती चांगल्या पद्धतीनं या गावाला पुढे घेऊन जाण्याच्या संबंधीचा प्रयत्न करू. मला जाणीव आहे, मी खरं म्हणजे जरुरीपेक्षा जास्त बोलायला लागलो. केवळ तुमचं स्वागत करायचं होतं, पण इचलकरंजीची पार्श्वभूमी आपल्याला माहिती असावं म्हणून थोडा उभं राहिलो. साहेब फार चांगलं इचलकरंजीचं इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर आहे, विल पॉवर इथल्या लोकांची आहे, जिद्द आहे आणि प्रयत्नाची पराकाष्ठाने राबायची तयारी आहे. साहेब आमच्या इचलकरंजीला संध्याकाळी 6 नंतर सुट्टी असत नाही. बऱ्याच शहराला 6 नंतर सुट्टी असते, उद्योजकांना असते, अधिकाऱ्यांना असते. आमच्या इचलकरंजीला सुट्टी नाही, 24 तास खडखडाट असतो. 24 तास रनिंग कामात असलेलं गाव म्हणजे इचलकरंजी. त्यामुळे इथं कामाची सवय सगळ्यांना आहे, वेळेचं बंधन असत नाही, कामाची खूप सवय आहे. चांगलं गाव आहे, चांगलं करूया, देशाला मोठं करूया. पंतप्रधान नरेंद्रजी मोदी साहेबांचे जे स्वप्न आहे मेक इन इंडिया, ते साकार करायसाठी आपल्याला मी ज्याचं प्रेझेंटेशन दिलंय सुनील घळसाशेच्या लूमचं, ते भारत मंडपम मध्ये तिथं नेता येते का बघायला लागलोय आपण. आपणही प्रयत्न करा. भारत मंडपम मध्ये देशातल्या जगातल्या सगळ्यात मोठं आंतरराष्ट्रीय एक्झिबिशन सेंटर दिल्लीला तयार झालंय. फेब्रुवारी मध्ये तिथं त्याचं मोठं उद्घाटन होणार आहे. त्या ठिकाणी त्याचं आपलं मीही प्रयत्न करायला आपल्याकडे व्हावं. आणि ते झालं तर वस्त्र उद्योगाला एक नवी दिशा मिळेल. DRDOच्या माध्यमातून डिफेन्सला लागणारं टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्रीतलं 50% प्रोडक्शन त्या विविंग मशीन वरनं करू शकतो. एवढा डॉर्नियर मध्ये निघत नाही ते त्या लूम मध्ये आम्ही काढले. तुम्ही डॉर्नियर सारख्या लूम मध्ये निघत नाही. तुम्ही इंडस्ट्रीतली माहिती असाल आहात. डॉर्नियर लूमची स्ट्रेंथ तुम्हाला त्यातनं जे काढू शकत नाही ते आम्ही यातनं काढलंय. एवढी बिटिंग पॉवर आहे, एवढी स्ट्रेंथ आहे, एवढं हेवी मशीन आहे, हेवी फॅब्रिक तयार करू शकतो. त्या सगळ्याचा उपयोग देशाला होणार आहे, देशाच्या अर्थकारणाला होणार आहे. ह्याचा उपयोग आता ह्याचा उपयोग करून घ्यायचं की नाही हे आता राज्य सरकारला आणि केंद्र सरकारला ठरवावं. त्यानं 16 वर्षे घालवलाय ना या प्रयोगासाठी. 16 वर्ष स्वतःच्या खिशातले पैसे घालवला, वेळ घालवला, कष्ट केला. ते इनकॅश तुम्ही करणार नसाल तर जगात फार लोक आहेत ते मागणारे. तो बघेल काही दिवस, नाही तर देईल कुणाला. तर आम्ही उगाच द्यायचं नाही म्हणून सगळे त्याच्या भोवती नाही म्हणताना थांबलाय. ते करावं अशा पद्धतीची विनंती इचलकरंजीकरांच्याकडनं करतोय. इथं आम्ही आता थोडं डायव्हर्सिफिकेशन साध्या लूमला करायसाठी जकार्ड लूम साध्या लूमवर बसून साडी काढायचा प्रयत्न करायला लागलो. बेळगावला कर्नाटकात ती इंडस्ट्री आहे. इचलकरंजीला एक 20-25 ठिकाणी चालू केलंय. चांगला प्रोडक्ट आहे, चांगल्या साड्या बनतात. व्हॅल्युडेशनच्या चेनमध्ये 10-12 साध्या लूमला एक जकार्ड लूम पर्याय होऊ शकतो. इतकं चांगलं उत्पन्न देऊ शकतं. असं नवीन नवीन डायव्हर्सिफिकेट करूया आणि उद्याच्या 2024 नंतरच्या वस्त्रोद्योगातल्या दिशा निश्चित करूया. टेक्निकल टेक्सटाईल ही एक दिशा पक्की आहे. व्हॅल्युडेशनच्या चेनमध्ये जायचं ही एक पक्का आहे. साध्या लूमचं कापड विकायचं नाही, आपल्याला एक्सपोर्टकडे जायचं आहे. व्हॅल्युडेशनच्या चेनमध्ये जे पाहिजे ते गव्हर्नमेंट आपल्याला देईल. राज्याचे वस्त्रोद्योग मंत्री नामदार चंद्रकांत पाटील साहेब फार पॉझिटिव्हली या व्यवसायाला मदत करायच्या संबंधीची भूमिका घेऊन पुढे चालले. त्यांची मदत आहे, त्यांच्या विचाराची मदत आहे. त्यांनी पूर्ण क्षमतेनं या व्यवसायाला मदत करायच्या संबंधीची भूमिका घेतलेली आहे. सन्माननीय मुख्यमंत्री, सन्माननीय उपमुख्यमंत्री, आमचे नेते फडणवीस साहेब, अजितदादा आणि मुख्यमंत्री शिंदे साहेब, या सगळ्यांची मदत राज्य सरकारच्या या व्यवसायाला पुढे नेण्याची आहे. आपल्याला चांगले दिवस येतील. मला आनंद या गोष्टीचा आहे की सेक्रेटरी साहेब आले. त्यांनी डोळ्यानं बघितले की त्यांची चक्र चालू होतात, आपण काय करायला पाहिजे. आणि न सांगताच ते आता कागदावर आणतील नेमकं काय काय बॉटलने काय काय करायला पाहिजे, कुठं सरप्लस आहे, कुठं ब्रेक लावायला पाहिजे, कुठं गती द्यायला पाहिजे, असा निर्णय त्यांनी घेऊन पुढं दिशा चांगली द्यावी 2024ची. आणि वस्त्रोद्योगातली वस्त्र-दिशा 2024 या कॉन्फरन्सच्या माध्यमातून तुत्पुत चांगलं असं काहीतरी निघावं अशा पद्धतीची अपेक्षा करतोय. सेक्रेटरी साहेबांचं, उपसचिवांचं, त्यांच्यावर मॅडम, बाकीच्या सगळ्यांचं आणि तुम्हाही सगळ्यांचं मनापासून स्वागत करतोय. आणि बदलूया आता, गाव बदलूया, एक्सपोर्टकडे लक्ष देऊया. आपण सगळे टीम वर्क करूया. तुमच्या अडचणी आल्या असतील तर बसू, इकडे जाऊ. जगाच्या पाठीवर एक्झिबिशनला न्यायला काय साहेब, आमच्यातले इचलकरंजीचे फॅब्रिक आता ह्यांचं जगातल्या सगळ्या एक्झिबिशन मध्ये असते. आमचं त्या IPMCचं आम्ही फ्रान्स, सगळ्यात अद्यावत फॅशन सेंटर म्हणजे फ्रान्स, तिथेही आम्ही एक्झिबिशन मध्ये पाठवलं होतं. मिक्स करून कापड टाकलं, सगळ्यांनी सिलेक्ट केलं आमचं कापड. कोड नंबरवर त्यांना IPMCचं कापड कोणाला ओळखता आलं नाही. 1 नंबरचं प्रिंटिंग कुठलं तर त्याने बाजूला काढलं होतं, त्याचा कोड नंबरवर तपासलं तर ते IPMCचं होतं. इतक्या क्वालिटीला आम्ही जाऊन पोहोचलोय. आता हे चांगलं पुढे घेऊन जायच्या संबंधीचं काम करूया. परत एकदा सगळ्यांचं स्वागत करतो, सगळ्यांना धन्यवाद देतो. सेक्रेटरी साहेब आणि डेप्युटी सेक्रेटरी, त्यांच्या मॅडम, इतर सगळेच सन्माननीय मान्यवर, आपलं सगळ्यांचं स्वागत करून या वस्त्र दिशा 2024 या प्रदर्शनाच्या या विचार मंचाच्या माध्यमातून आपण आलात, आपलं स्वागत करतोय आणि मनापासून आपल्या सगळ्यांना धन्यवाद देऊन थांबतो.
Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing valuable perspectives and expertise on textiles, focusing value addition chain, technical textiles, exports, and marketing. Now we request Honorable Mr. Prakash Nawade to offer a bouquet to our chief guest as a token of love and affection. Mr. Shri Virendra Singh, IAS, Honorable Secretary, Textile Ministry, Government of Maharashtra. To Mr. Goraksh Gadilkar sir, Deputy Secretary, Department of Textiles. Then Mr. Sri Krishna Pawar, Deputy Secretary, Department of Textiles, Government of Maharashtra. To Ms. Shraddha Khocharkar, Deputy Secretary, Department of Textiles, Government of Maharashtra. Thank you so much, sir. Now we will have keynote speech by our chief guest. I am happy to introduce him. Shri Virendra Singh is a 2006 batch IAS officer from Maharashtra, currently serving as Secretary Textiles Corporation, Marketing and Textiles Department, Government of Maharashtra since November 2022. Prior to this, he has held a number of posts and responsibilities in the states of Maharashtra and Rajasthan. His previous assignments include Commissioner Medical Education and Research, Commissioner Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Municipal Commissioner Nagpur, and Commissioner and Director Municipal Administration. He has also served as District Collector and District Magistrate Aurangabad, Director Information Technology Maharashtra, and District Collector and District Magistrate Sindhudurg. In addition, he has also served as Chief Executive Officer at Jilha Parishad Solapur and Bid, while being an interstate deputation to the government of Rajasthan. He has held the responsibility of Commissioner and Special Secretary Information Technology and Communications Department and Commissioner Department of Medical Education. Shri Singh is an alumnus of the prestigious National Defense Academy, and prior to joining the Indian Administrative Service, he served as a fighter pilot with the Indian Air Force for over 7 years. Shri Singh has also completed his MSc in Public Management and Governance from the London School of Economics and Political Science and BSc from Jawaharlal Nehru University. With this, we request our chief guest, Sri Virendra Singh, IAS, Honorable Secretary, Textile Ministry, Government of Maharashtra, for enlightening us with keynote address on new textile policy of the Maharashtra government. Please, sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, industrialists, ladies and gentlemen. It indeed is a pleasure and privilege to come to this textile city. I had been planning for long to come and visit you, but today is the day which probably is one of the most appropriate days to visit this place, as DKT is organizing this Vastra-Disha conference, in which of course we'll be talking about what affects the most all of us: sustainability, the future of textiles, the technical textile, and decentralized manufacturing. While drafting the new textile policy 2023-28, we have taken into consideration almost everything that this sector requires. Nevertheless, nothing is perfect, and it keeps evolving. New things will come up, new technologies will come up, new challenges will come up, and the policies keep evolving over the period of time. And so will this policy evolve as we march forward. This policy was called as integrated and sustainable for a reason. Integrated means that this takes care of all the sectors which textile deals with. It also aims at administrative integration of the department. So if you read the policy in detail, we aim to do a consolidation of all our corporations so that we have a single corporation that can take care of all the sectors, and it will also have various other tenets which were not there in the earlier corporations, rightly so, because they were set up when this industry was still in its very initial stages of development. Sustainability has been kept in mind while drafting this policy. And when we talk about sustainability, it's not only a singular word. It has many branches which needs to be looked into. For example, sustainability, one of the major role of sustainability is the environment sustainability. Textile being one of the most polluting industries, we need to take care of whatever effluents we generate, and we have to employ and deploy the technologies which are available or are evolving to ensure that we do not pollute our environment, and we leave a clean earth for the generations that come next. This is a big responsibility on all of us, and I'm pretty sure that you know this more than me, that how will we ensure environmental sustainability, and you would be taking all the steps, I'm confident of, to ensure that our environment remains pure and serene. Another is social sustainability. Now, when we are talking about social sustainability, this sector is the second largest employment generator after agriculture. So what kind of living conditions we provide to our workers What kind of working conditions do we provide to our workers? What kind of facilities do we offer to the women folk on work, whether we have facilities of crashes and all, so that they can be at ease while working. All this forms a part of social sustainability. So sustainability also encompasses the social dimension. When we are supposed to provide a clean, a better, a healthy environment for our workers, we need to take care of their today as well as tomorrow. Economic sustainability, of course, that is a major part when we are talking about a distributed development in the whole state, that a equitable development of the state takes place, not only that the industry gets concentrated in one particular place, but it develops uniformly across the state. So because of that, we brought the zonal concept wherein we are giving certain more incentives in certain areas. Not that that should act as a disincentive for others, but it should act as a kind of precursor for the industry to go and populate those areas in terms of industrial prosperity. Now, environmental sustainability also takes care of other areas which we need to look into by using cleaner energy, by ensuring that we have our products which we are manufacturing or we are producing, they are also of the highest quality in the global market and are produced with clean energy. So we have laid adequate emphasis on solar energy and its use. I know there are areas which are difficult and there are difficulties in implementation, but if everything was easy, then we wouldn't enjoy doing it, right? Everybody loves challenges. So if there is no challenge, I don't think that there would be any fun in doing it. So together we have to join hands, industry, administration, and everybody who's involved, stakeholder in this development process, that we will use maximum clean technologies, better technologies in the times to come. Now, when I talk about better technologies, this policy, while we were drafting, we have come out with Maharashtra upgradation, technology upgradation fund scheme. I think it's probably Maharashtra is one of the only states which can boast of having such a policy which will encourage industry to deploy new machines, new technologies, and will give help to the industry in the best possible way that we can. Another area that we are focusing on now is the technical textile. So when we talk about technical textile, penetration in India would be close to about, say, about 10 to 20%. Globally, it may be 50 to 70%. So we have a long way to go. Now, if I talk about nitty-gritties of technical textile, probably you people know it better than me, because DKT is the institution that has been giving postgraduate degrees in technical textiles, and there are alumni who are sitting here who have done so much of work that it's really encouraging to have you all here. But to ensure that it becomes a beacon of growth, it becomes a beacon of hope for the entire textile industry, we came up with the concept of opening or introducing technical textile parks, so that there's an integrated development which takes place as far as the technical textile is concerned, and the entire the gamut of technologies which are there, whether it's build tech or defense tech or agro tech, all of these technologies get a good amount of investment and a good amount of manufacturing in the state of Maharashtra. This state provides the highest possible subsidy that you'll ever see in any policy, with a cap of 250 crores for setting up mega and ultra mega projects. If you pick up any other state's policy, I don't think that a cap of 250 crores would be there. Yes, we are providing capital subsidy to an extent so that you can set up the plants in a proper way. Also, not making you wait for your installments or for your subsidy. Now we have put in our policy that the entire subsidy will be given in 2 installments, so that you don't wait for the money to come. And our effort in this policy is that we give you your money, what is there due in subsidy, in time and in 2 installments. I've heard from industry a lot of areas wherein uh, the kind of processes which are there are a bit lengthy, they are a bit inconvenient. So this policy itself deal with ease of doing business, and sooner than later, you'll have a completely automated portal wherein you just apply and things move in smoothly from end to end till the time the subsidy is delivered. So the industrialist doesn't have to bother to check with office or anywhere. You'll have this information available on the portal of the government, and that's what we are working towards, so that you have a complete, uh, you know, peace of mind that when is your turn coming for getting your installment of the subsidy. So we have included ease of doing business also in this. Now, another part is that when we are talking about this industry, probably recycling is one area wherein we all need to put our hands together. So when we talk about the 3R principle of reduce, reuse, and recycle. So in a small way, this time we introduce that yes, we will encourage people setting up small recycling plants, giving about 50% of subsidy to the cap of 2 crores, so that recycling of whatever waste material is generated or whatever material is after use uh, processing can be done on this. So we have put in a concept of recycling also in this policy. Apart from not only this, that it's only focused towards textile as a sector, we also given a lot of incentives in sericulture sector as well. We were mentioning about spinning sector that there are challenges. Yes, there are challenges, but nevertheless, to tackle those challenges, we're coming out with more and more incentives for the textile industry in the spinning sector as well. The policy aims that we will be increasing the processing capacity of cotton from 30 to 80%. Maharashtra produces close to about 80 to 90 lakh bales of cotton per year, but our processing capacity as of now is about 28 to 30%. So still close to about 70% of the cotton goes out of the state for processing, and these will be in the neighboring states, of course, you people know. So still we have a huge scope of setting up spinning mills and processing this cotton in a better way. Yes, I do understand that there are issues about pricing and all, but these fluctuations are not new, and they are not going to, it's not that they are not going to be there tomorrow. They are going to be there. With these challenges, we have to ensure, the industry as a whole has to ensure that we increase our raw material processing capacity. I was reading some report in which India probably is the second largest exporter of yarn. Now, yarn is a kind of raw material that we are supplying to produce clothes. So if we are not producing the end goods, the kind of imbalance that will be there in export import in this sector will continue to be there. So when we talk about an integrated management of this entire textile value chain, it's not only that we have to increase spinning capacity, maybe we have to increase capacity at each level. And the most critical of it all is the processing sector, where we are quite weak in Maharashtra. Rightly so, there's very less number of processing units we have. So there also we'll be focusing that how can we bring about this change wherein the processing sector also develops in the right possible way. There are other areas that we have looked into. Is one of them is skill development. Of course, the skilled manpower is not available in the numbers that is required. So this policy also takes care of HR development. We are going for skill development in a big way. We have signed MOUs with institutions of excellence like IIT, SASMIRA, BITRA, VJTI, of course DKT is one of them, then ICT we are signing an MOU, so that there is a manpower supply which is unhindered as far as this industry is concerned. So in a way, we have tried to cover all plethora of issues that the industry faces. We have tried to give as much incentives as can be given to the industry in the budgetary allocations that are available. And we are going one step further to come to you, collaborate with you, to talk to you, to connect to you about your problems. Not that the industry comes to us, we want to come to you. As far as decentralized manufacturing is concerned, in the policy itself, we have said that there will be mother and child unit concept as one of the pilot projects which will be there in Vidarbha region, wherein a mother unit can be set and small 10, 20, 25, 30 child units can be there, which will deal with apparel manufacturing and all. So this takes the entire job opportunities right to the village level, to the doorsteps of people. And the project size can be large. We know that in cities we can't get so much of space. So this entire mother-child unit concept of a decentralized manufacturing can work very well as far as this industry is concerned. So that also concept we have put in this policies so that people can come up with a lot of good ideas that where can they set up these units, especially in the Vidarbha region, because there's a lot of industry that is coming in there. For mega, ultra mega units, we are coming out with special packages, which are whenever an ultra mega project comes, that would be coming. So we have dealt with almost every issue that the industry faces. Yes, there are issues that will remain. It's not that any kind of policy can cover 100% of the issues, because issues keep evolving. So do the policies. So this is how we have gone about making this policy. We are approaching institutions to have dialogue, because that is something which will generate ideas, which will tell us that now what tweaking is required so that the industry benefits, overall production increases, overall the revenue goes up, employment goes up. The main crux of this entire thing is that we want to attract in a period of 5 years an investment of up to 25,000 crores, which in textile industry is considered to be a huge investment as far as monetary terms of revenue terms are concerned, and generate about 500,000 jobs. So entire thrust of the policy is towards pro-industry, generating more jobs, producing more revenues, and ensuring that the administrative integration is done in such a way that you find your solution to the problems at one stop. Ease of doing business, that is where we will be going, so that you don't have to bother about visiting places. You can just sit in the comfort of your home or your office and apply for whatever you need to. We will create systems in the times to come which will stand all of us in good state, wherein we can monitor properly and you can also get the information that is required in a proper way. So that is where we are trying to take the textile sector. We talked about exports. Of course, there are these areas are being covered by industries department, and they are doing it really, really well for each and every one. But the industry has to come up, not only you have to come up with problems, you have to come up with ideas as well. Because when I was interacting with certain industry leaders in my office and with honorable ministers are also, they came up with this garmenting sector needs something. So I said, fine, you define what something can be given and give me a set of 3-4 ideas which can be implemented. Of course, ideas come, but those ideas should not be focused on an individual company. The ideas have to be focused on a larger this thing, that okay, fine, policy is an umbrella environment that we give to the industry. So if you focus that my particular industry needs this thing in a policy, it becomes difficult to fit in. So when we are giving ideas or any kind of ideation, suggestions which are there, which we give about the policy, it should cover the entire chain of industry which is there, chain of or the cycle which is there. So you're most welcome to come and give any ideas about this particular sector. We are here to listen, we are here to help, and we are here to collaborate with you so that this industry grows. It occupies a place of pride. Today, we are in many places, we are 6th or 7th in export, hierarchy in apparel, etc., etc. Let's take this slowly up so that we reach where maybe the leadership position is still occupied by countries like China, USA, somewhere Bangladesh and Vietnam have also come in. So let's take this industry up there where we can gain back our place of pride. We are here to help you. We are here to support you. We are here to listen to you. Any one of you can walk into my office at any point of time. There are no appointments required. You want to give a suggestion, you are most welcome. You want to give an idea, you're most welcome. You want to project a problem, you are most welcome. We don't promise that each and everything will be solved, but you'll get a patient hearing, and we will definitely work on this idea so that the future looks brighter for you as well as the state. I'm grateful to you all that you come here in large numbers. You are listening to this. You are going to talk about ideas and what needs to be done. Three sectors which are very important right now are the panel discussions that are going to happen in the afternoon. One is sustainability, decentralized manufacturing, technical textile. Technical textile is the way forward. The world is going to move more and more towards technical textiles. Other textiles will not take a backseat, but of course, technical textile will take a huge leap in the times to come. So we all need to join our hands to invest in this sector, to make this sector grow. And the industry, if it decides to do so, we are here to hear out your ideas and bring out new, incentives that are required. Thank you very much. I wish you all the luck. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you, sir. If the audience have any questions, they can ask. I request audience to actively participate by asking questions or doubts, if any.
Check.
Kindly tell your name and then ask the question.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. My name is Devendra Bam. Currently, I am also an alumni of DKT. I'm a mechanical engineer from this institute, passed on 2002 batch. So currently, I'm also working on technical textiles. I'm an entrepreneur, and my main focus is on the build tech. So after listening your speech, Honorable Mr. Virendra Singh ji, you're not mentions about the problem now currently this sector is facing about the power crisis. So what government and textile ministries are taking efforts to improve this power crisis in the textile sector?
What exactly do you mean by power crisis? Is it the increase in the rates that you're talking of?
Not currently what I heard since I'm moving around in my place. People are not getting the powers to expand their capacity or for the new projects.
तुमचा पॉवरचा प्रश्न अतिशय गंभीर आहे याची जाणीव मलाही आहे. इचलकरंजीमध्ये नवीन 6 ठिकाणी 5-5 हजार किलोवॅटचे म्हणजे मेगावॅटचे MUE नवीन ट्रान्सफॉर्मर बसवायच्या संबंधीचा निर्णय घेतलेला आहे. त्याच्या संबंधीची चर्चा पुण्यात अंतिम होऊन तो विषय मान्यतेसाठी MSEBच्या लास्ट स्टेजवर आहे. विदिन 2 months आपल्याला पॉवर इथं उपलब्ध. साहेब आमची पॉवरची रिक्वायरमेंट महाराष्ट्रामध्ये हायेस्ट पॉवरची रिक्वायरमेंट असलेलं शहर आमचं आहे. आम्हाला आता इमिजिएट 30,000 HP पॉवर इमिजिएट रिक्वायर्ड आहे, ज्यांचे ऍप्लिकेशन आज MSEB समोर आहेत आणि सगळे टेक्सटाईल रिलेटेड इंडस्ट्रीचे आहेत. जागा जसं नाही म्हणून मगाशी मी आपल्याला बोललो तसं जागेच्या बरोबर पॉवरही नाही आहे, पण जागा आणि पॉवर दोन्हीही एका वेळी होतील. आपल्याला हेरल्याच्या नवीन MIDCचा आपण काढतोय त्या ठिकाणी पॉवर त्याच्या बरोबर येते. दानोळीच्या प्लॅन्टवर पॉवर पुढच्या महिन्यापर्यंत येईल आणि तिथं प्लॉट ही उपलब्ध व्हायच्या संबंधीचा प्रयत्न आहे. जुने इचलकरंजीला 3 ठिकाणी जिथं पॉवरची रिक्वायरमेंट आहे त्या प्रत्येक ठिकाणी सबस्टेशनला नवीन 5-5 हजार हॉर्सपॉवरचे नवीन कनेक्शन तिथं आलेत. म्हणजे मिळतील विदिन काही 1-2 महिन्यामध्ये. 2 महिन्यामध्ये हा प्रश्न सुटून जाईल. काय झालंय, एकदम आपली फास्ट ग्रोईंग मध्ये चाललोय आपण. आतापेक्षा पुढच्या वर्षी अधिक आपल्याला त्रास होणार आहे. 2000 लूम्स एअरजेटचे पुढच्या वर्षी परत गावात येतात. त्याची रिक्वायरमेंट बघितल्यानंतर आणखी परत 30-40 हजार हॉर्सपॉवरची रिक्वायरमेंट राहील. हे कंटिन्यू ग्रोथ गावाची जशी होईल तशी पॉवर रिक्वायरमेंट आहे. त्यामुळं हा न संपणारा विषय आहे. आम्ही करायला लागलोय. 2 महिन्यात सॉल्व 100% होईल.
थँक्यू सर.
Sir, is
Any-
there any solution for renewable energy sources like solar or wind energy to take initiative in the textile market, industry?
We have already put in the policy that you have to use solar energy, and of course, any source of clean energy is preferred. Uh, as you would know, that in the times to come, the foreign markets, European markets, and all, they will be preferring anything which is manufactured with clean energy. So of course, if you have to move on to that, so that's why we are in fact encouraging more and more solar and wind power.
मी या सोलरच्या विषयाच्या संबंधीचा आता विषय निघाला, यासाठी सन्माननीय मी आपले वीरेंद्र सिंग साहेबांचं, सेक्रेटरी टेक्सटाईल यांचं मनपूर्वक अभिनंदन करतोय. त्यांनी न्यू टेक्सटाईल पॉलिसी जी 2023 ते 28 पर्यंत आली, त्या पॉलिसीच्या निमित्तानं महाराष्ट्र गव्हर्नमेंटच्या वीज विभागाकडनं पूर्वीची जी 1 मेगावॅटची नेट मीटरिंगची लिमिट आपल्याला होती, 1 मेगावॅट पर्यंत नेट मीटरिंग आपल्याला वापरता येत होतं. MSCBच्या नेट मीटरिंग आपण जनरेशनचं त्यांना देऊन सोलरचं आपल्याला घेता येत होतं. त्याच्यावर बॅन होता. पहिल्यांदाच साहेबांनी अतिशय जोरदार प्रयत्न करून सगळ्यांना कन्व्हिन्स करून 5 मेगावॅट पर्यंत नेट मीटरिंगला परवानगी मिळवून दिली आहे. त्यांचं जाहीर अभिनंदन. फर्स्ट टाइम झालंय. 5 मेगावॅटचा प्रयत्न खूप आधीपासून होता, पण वीरेंद्र सिंग साहेबांनी नवीन टेक्सटाईल पॉलिसी 2023 ते 28 आणली, त्याच्यामध्ये 5 मेगावॅट पर्यंत करून घेतले. दुसरा आणखी एक ह्याच्या रिलेटेड मी आपल्याला सांगतोय, नवीन जे यंत्रमाग उद्योगाच्या संबंधीची कमिटी बसलेली आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये आम्ही असा एक विचार करायला लागलो की इचलकरंजीची रिक्वायरमेंट समजा 1,00,000 हॉर्सपॉवरची, एक उदाहरण म्हणून 1,00,000 हॉर्सपॉवरची आपली रिक्वायरमेंट आहे, तर 1,00,000 हॉर्सपॉवर थर्ड ठिकाणी कुठं तर जनरेशन करून त्याने MSCBला ग्रीडला त्याने इनटेक द्यायचा, त्याने मीटरचं जनरेशन त्याने द्यायचं आणि नेट मीटरिंग मध्ये इथं ते आम्ही इचलकरंजीच्या सगळ्या यंत्रमाग धारकाने एखादी संस्था काढून ते इथं आपल्याला नेट मीटरिंग वापरायला येतंय का, त्यातले युनिट्स जनरेशन इथं वापरता येतंय का, मिनिमम चार्जेस ते ट्रान्समिशन चार्जेस लॉसचे पकडणार, बाकीचे होणार, पण त्याच्यामध्ये कमीत कमी चार्जेस मध्ये ते जर केलं तर एक फार मोठा फायदा त्याच्यामध्ये होणार आहे. माननीय सेक्रेटरी साहेबांनाही मी सांगू इच्छितो, याच्यावर आपल्याला थोडं अधिक लक्ष द्यायला पाहिजे साहेब. कारण एकदा आज ह्यांना XYZ प्राइसला जर ती समजा 3.5 रुपये युनिटला यांना पडलं इथे इचलकरंजीमध्ये सगळे क्रॉस लॉसेस वगैरे धरून येतं किंवा 4 रुपयाला पडलं, पुढचे 20 वर्ष तोच रेट राहणार सोलरचा. सोलर प्रोजेक्ट मधनं जनरेट झालेली वीज एकदा XYZ आज किमतीला इथं पडली तर पुढं त्याला वाढायचं काय कारण नाही, फक्त मेंटेनन्स त्याच्यावर असतो, ऍडिशनल खर्च कायच नाही. त्यामुळं परमनंटली त्याच रेटला 15-20 वर्ष ते राहू शकतो, रेट स्थिर न वाढता. हे फार मोठी अचिव्हमेंट आहे इंडस्ट्रीसाठी. ते करता येते का ह्याच्यावर आमचा भर आहे. या खात्याचे राज्याचे नेते आणि उपमुख्यमंत्री फडणवीस साहेबांच्याकडे एनर्जी विभाग आहे, त्यांच्या कानावर हा विषय मी घातलाय. आदरणीय नामदार चंद्रकांत दादांनाही हा विषय सांगितला, कसं करता येते बघूया, प्रयत्न आहे. साहेबांची मदत घेऊन परत एकदा हाही विषय दाबून इंडस्ट्रीला कुठं तर जनरेट व्हायचं. आज MSCB नाही तर सोलर एनर्जी विकत घेतेच आहे, ती घेते, ती त्या दरात आपल्याला देत नाही, हा मुख्य दुःख नाही. त्यामुळे आपण घेऊ शकलो थर्ड पार्टी तर आपल्याला फार मोठं त्यातनं गेन होईल. तसा प्रयत्न सुरू आहे आमचा. काय उत्तर निघते बघूया, पण सगळ्यांची मदत होईल काय ना काय. मग आज खरं म्हणजे दादाच येणार होते, तुम्हाला मुक्तपणानं त्यांच्याशी बोलता आलं असतं, पण आज सन्माननीय देशाचे पंतप्रधान नरेंद्रजी मोदी साहेब सोलापूरला आहेत आणि सोलापूर जिल्ह्याचे पालकमंत्री आदरणीय नामदार चंद्रकांत दादा पाटील आहेत. त्यामुळं दादाला सोलापूरला तिथं थांबावं लागलं, पंतप्रधान येत आहेत म्हणून. म्हणून दादा इथं आले नाही तर दादाच येणार होते. त्यांच्याबरोबर आपल्याला अधिक बोलतात. पण साहेब सगळं आहेत, सगळं पूर्ण क्षमतेनं या सगळ्यामध्ये मदत त्यांची असणार आहे. आपल्याला चांगलं यात काय तर काढता येते का बघूया.
सर
विजेचे म्हणजे इलेक्ट्रिसिटीचे रेग्युलेशन्स वगैरेचे जे काम आहे ते MERC पाहते. आणि आपण जे काही सजेशन्स तुम्ही लोकांचे आता आमदार साहेब कमिटीचे म्हणत होते, जे काही सजेशन ते आपण MERC पुढे मांडू आणि बघू याच्यामध्ये आपण काय मार्क काढता येते. सो सजेशन्स आर मोस्ट वेलकम. वी विल स्टडी देम ऑफकोर्स. आणि ह्याच्यामध्ये कारण हे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रेग्युलेशन कमिशन आहे, त्याच्या अखत्यारीचा मुद्दा आहे, तर ते मुद्दा आपण त्याच्या निदर्शनास आणू. ठीक आहे.
Sir, in continuations,
myself Om Prakash Bharadiya. I am from this alumni from this institute itself and entrepreneur. Since last 15-20 years, I am manufacturing technical textiles. That is woven technical textiles, like home textiles as well as tech and other things. But it is found that the woven technical textiles is not considered as a technical textile by the department. What are the issues? I don't know. I would raise the same question with Commissioner Madam also a few days back whenever she was here. But she told that there are certain issues. What are that kind of issues and how it could be solved? Woven textiles are not considered as technical textiles. That is the issue.
By definition, what falls under technical textile, you know that there are, these textiles and various products that are falling, those HSN numbers, and they have been given by Government of India. Now, as far as woven textile is concerned, why it is not being considered, we also have a state level committee which is there, which is going to suggest whatever is to be considered as a part of technical textile. We see what are the issues and if they can be solved. Since you've raised this issue now, of course, we will take it before our committee, which has members from almost all the institutions. All right? Yeah.
sir, continuing to the discussion that we were doing on the sustainable energy. Yeah. So in sustainable energy, I have just few observations and suggestions on this. Solar energy gives the payback of 4 years, which is good for the industry to go, because power rates are going to go. So the industry is trying hard. Of course, my industry is really taking the hard step there. And we have a plant in 2 states, Gujarat and Maharashtra. Here, the problem what I'm experiencing is about the policy is in Maharashtra, they are suggesting to go beyond the meter. Means you do whatever the investment, capital investment you are doing, you do within the industry premises. The solar energy probably required a larger area to work out. So in Gujarat and so as Tamil Nadu, when I experienced, they are okay to give the approval. They are faster enough to give the approval to get installation of solar to one place, transition through the line. Whatever the charges are there, I don't think that charges wise probably Maharashtra and other states are. It's about decision making process. So they are suggesting us, the MSCB is suggesting us to go for beyond the meter. Beyond the meter will be a limiting factor for us. So if you can do something there quickly, which may help. If required, we can have a representation from our unit also to your officer. Thank you.
You're talking about open access policy actually. Like other states, even Maharashtra has open access policy. But if you have certain suggestions regarding that what should be changed, of course we'll study. Like you mentioned, Tamil Nadu. We'll see what policy do they have, and we will represent to MERC that if the changes are required, those can be made. But exactly what, when you're talking in terms of what kind of charges are there, because electricity entails a lot of charges, like transmission.
I don't think the problem is related to the charges.
Yeah.
I think Maharashtra is one of the better states in
Better
terms
states,
of,
yes.
in terms of
Yeah.
power tariff part of it.
Yes.
It's about, I think, the policy decisions, which they are suggesting.
So
Maybe
exactly.
the GR
See,
has not come
when,
or kind
no,
of things.
when
which-
we are talking about behind the meter, that means that you should have your power plant located within the campus.
within campus, yeah.
Okay, and that's where net metering things comes in, wherein we have raised the bar now to 5 megawatts.
Yes.
So that is net metering.
Yeah.
What you are talking of, that you can take a piece of land somewhere else
Yeah.
and put a solar plant, that comes under open access policy.
Yeah.
So if there are certain challenges that you're facing in open access policy, you can represent to us, and of
Yes.
course we'll take it to the right forum.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I am Shyam Sundar Marda from Arvind Group. Good afternoon. सर नए यूनिट के लिए 2 रुपए का प्रोविजन किया है आपने पॉलिसी में, जो नए यूनिट चालू होंगे, या ओल्ड पॉलिसी में यूनिट बने हैं और नए पॉलिसी में चालू हुए हैं, उसके लिए आपने प्रोविजन किया है क्या?
Your question will be answered in the guidelines that we are coming up with now. The GR will be coming out very soon. But it's very, very clear in the policy that the new units will not be entitled for any electricity subsidy. They have to come up with solar plants.
सर 2 साल के लिए तो करना ही चाहिए ना?
नहीं
2
नहीं,
साल
देखिए सुनिए, जो 2 साल के लिए है वो भी clearly mentioned है कि already operational units will continue to get a subsidy at the rate prescribed by the government for a period of 2 years. Now this 2 years window has been given to old units to transition towards solar power.
तो वो ट्रांसफर हो जाएंगे, लेकिन वापस लैंड का इशू आ गया, जैसे साहब ने अभी बोला
So
था.
again, so when we are talking about these areas, as I said, that it's not without challenges, but challenge of one unit will not be the same as challenge of another unit. Okay, so that is why we have clearly mentioned that when you are choosing your place of investment for the new units, you have to choose a place wherein you can set up solar plants. Your unit design has to be such that you can use the rooftops, etc. for the solar. सो नवीन युनिट्सला आता आपण पॉलिसीमध्ये काय लिहिलंय की न्यू युनिट्सला आपण इलेक्ट्रिक सबसिडी देणार नाही. त्याचा अर्थ असा आहे की न्यू युनिट्सनी येताना त्याचं जे काय प्लांट आहे त्याच्यामध्ये सोलर प्लांट लावणे बंधनकारक आहे. परंतु न्यू युनिट्सला सुद्धा आपण अशी मुभा दिलेली आहे की त्यांनी सोलर प्लांटची जे कॉस्ट आहे ते त्यांची प्लांट अँड मशिनरीची कॉस्टमध्ये ते शामिल करून तेवढा कैपिटल सब्सिडी का
सर एक्चुअली एमएसएमई में जिन्होंने पुराने यूनिट है, जिन्होंने एमएसएमई में किया है, लेकिन ये नए पॉलिसी में अगर ये आ गया है तो एमएसएमई से बाहर चला जाएगा ना सोलर प्लांट इन्वेस्टमेंट उसका, तो उसको क्या करेंगे आप?
या सो देन अगेन when you are calculating the size of your investment, then you have to take this factor into consideration that I would be putting my solar plant cost or no. Okay, because nobody, see, if you don't put the cost, you'll not get the subsidy.
सर जिन्होंने पूरा विंड डाला है और जो सेल्फ कैप्टिव करते हैं, तो बैंकिंग फैसिलिटी जाने के पर्पस से उन्होंने सब सेल्फ कैप्टिव बंद कर दिया है, तो बैंकिंग क्यों अलाउ नहीं कर रहे हैं आप, ईयरली बैंकिंग?
Yearly banking, again, as far as energy banking principle is concerned, it's related to energy department and MERC. So if you have a, again, suggestion, I think some part of energy banking has been allowed in the new MERC.
Only monthly
notification.
banking is allowed.
So all these issues about energy banking
Sir,
and all
because
are
what I'm saying that wind is unpredicted, तो उसका मानसून
See,
में
you have
जनरेशन
to
ज्यादा
take,
होता है.
it's not only about one thing. When we are talking about energy, energy is a sector which is spread over a large this thing. So once the unit has actually signed a kind of a contract agreement with the electricity production company, it is a long-term agreement for 25 years. So it should not happen that one particular sector is given preference by making loss on another sector. So there may be reasons like that. However, you can represent it, we'll take it to the right forum.
Sir,
Right now, monthly banking is allowed, I think.
Sir, Tamil Nadu government is allowing for the banking.
You can
Tamil Nadu
write that
government.
in your representation.
Tamil Nadu
As I
government.
said, ki
Because
anything-
our main competitor is Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
In the
So
spinning.
any suggestion which is specific to the energy sector, which MERC deals with, you can give your suggestions. We will take this up to MERC. Now, final decision about all this is taken by the Electricity Regulatory Commission. So, but we'll take this issue up once you represent to us.
Okay, thank you,
Right?
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. By following the strict guidelines of time, we will go ahead with the session. Please, sir.
Thank you very much for the speech. Thank you very much for the speech you have given. It was very clear and lucid. And I am a CEO of a spinning unit here, which is 1,40,000 spindles. See, the same policy and the policy, there is some clarity we require regarding that it is clearly mentioned that there are some incentives are available from the Maharashtra State Distribution Company. When we go for the solar or wind power, the incentives are allowed as per the new policy. Earlier it was not so. Now this is allowed, but the clarity is when we approach this Maharashtra Distribution Company, they say we didn't have any direction from the MERC. Till we get the direction, it is not going to be
Clarify
applicable.
the policy. Please have a seat. I'll clarify the policy, the textile policy. If you have read about PAR, there are broadly 4 areas it covers. One is that the old units which are there, they will continue to get the subsidy for a period of 2 years.
Correct.
Thereafter, they have to switch over to solar.
Correct.
The second thing which it says is that for solar power, that's clean power, there will be no limit of net metering at 1 megawatt. That has been solved by MERC in the recent guidelines. Now it has been raised to 5 megawatt, which solves the most of the industry's problem. The third thing which it says is that the load factor calculation will be done with conventional and non-conventional energy. Now this issue, again, as I said, that these guidelines, these are released by MERC. So, and of course, fourth is we talk about there will be no other charges other than transmission charges. These are the 4 broad areas that the textile policy covers. Now, what happens is this policy has come out. MERC has recently released this guideline, so it covers 2 parts, but 2 are still left. So that we are representing with MERC, and if it comes up with some change, then that would become applicable, because the MERC guidelines actually are they have an overpowering impact on any policy. So those guidelines will prevail. So these 2 factors which are there, which are still not solved about the power load factor and the transmission charges, no other charges except for transmission. This we are representing to MERC. If a positive thing comes, you will get to know. If not, then the MERC guidelines will prevail.
Okay, that's one thing.
Thank
Another
you,
thing
sir.
is- Thank you.
We
One
are
more thing.
extremely-
One more. In the same policy, what you have mentioned now, the contract demand, they are having certain content demand. And whatever the energy like wind or solar, you should be same as the contract demand what you are having that. But the
Like
plant
for
load factor is different. For wind power, the plant load factor is different. So we should have a higher level to meet our requirements.
Okay, so the policy per se, like when somebody is asking, can I use wind power?
Correct.
So we are saying you can use any clean power. There is no limitation.
Correct.
But policy mentions specifically about solar power.
Solar.
Okay.
Solar.
Now, why we have mentioned a particular, tenet in the policy that your whatever plant you set up, it will not exceed contract demand.
Correct.
Now, there's a reason to that. For example, your contract demand is 10 megawatt.
Correct.
Timing
Plant load
of solar.
factor. You have the plant load
No,
factor.
no, no. It's about the availability.
Availability, yeah.
About 3.5 times. Now, why it has been kept at contract load is it gives you close to about 25 to 30% subsidy continuously. If you
Continuous.
solve, it's not a subsidy, but it's like your
It will
reduces.
reduce the
Okay.
charges.
But if you go in for 100% thing, then we are not saying that you will not, you can't put it. You can put it, but you will not get subsidy from us. Our subsidy is limited only if you set up a solar plant of a value which is equal to your contract demand. But that doesn't prohibit you from exceeding the contract demand. Only thing is you will not get our subsidy. Okay? Yeah.
Regarding the solar project for garment industry, not everybody gets a place in the MIDC. We are outside MIDC. I tried to do solar rooftop for my factory, but the compulsion was you have to give it in the grid. But when there is a power failure, I cannot use that energy directly from the solar panels to my factory. So I had to compulsorily take a transformer from the feeder line, and I am going to pay higher, not as per the solar charges. So what solution can we get? Can we get a permission to use dual for the garment industry? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are extremely thankful to Mr. Virendra Singh, sir, for sharing the knowledge with the textile industry stakeholders. We will have last question now because we are having expert talks also later on.
नमस्कार, मी विनय महाजन, एक उद्योजक पण आहे आणि यंत्रमागधारक जागृती संघटनेचा अध्यक्ष पण आहे. गेल्या अनेक वर्षापासून टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्री ही फार अडचणीत आहे. अण्णांनी बरेच प्रयत्न करत आहेत, अण्णा प्रयत्न पण करत आहेत, पण एक फॅक्ट अशी आहे की गेल्या अनेक वर्षापासून आपली ही इंडस्ट्री अडचणीत चालू आहे. यासाठी राज्य सरकारच्या माध्यमातून आपल्याला केंद्र सरकारकडे देखील पाठपुरावा करावा लागेल. राज्य सरकारनं पुढाकार का घेतला पाहिजे? कारण संपूर्ण देशाच्या ह्या टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्रीपैकी साधारण 50 ते 55% इंडस्ट्री ही एका महाराष्ट्रात आहे. फार मोठ्या प्रमाणात रोजगार निर्मिती होते, फार मोठ्या प्रमाणात महसूल सरकारला मिळतो. तर राज्य सरकारच्या माध्यमातून केंद्र सरकारकडे त्यांच्या पॉलिसीच्या बाबतीत आपल्याकडून पाठपुरावा केला जाणार आहे काय? हा एक प्रश्न आहे माझा. दुसरा प्रश्न असा आहे की 2023 ते 28 ची नवीन टेक्सटाईल वस्त्रोद्योग धोरण जाहीर झालेलं आहे. परंतु एक वर्ष झाले, जवळजवळ 23 ते 24 म्हणजे जवळजवळ 7-8 महिने तर संपलेले आहेत या पॉलिसीमधले. अजून त्यामध्ये पॉलिसीमध्ये काही जे अडचणी आहेत त्याच्याबद्दल नवीन सुधारणा करण्याकरता नुकतेच आपले वस्त्रोद्योग मंत्र्यांनी एक कमिटी नेमलेली आहे. त्या कमिटीचा अहवाल लवकरच सादर होईलच. परवा देखील मुंबईत मीटिंग झाली, आम्ही त्या मीटिंगला गेलो नाही, पण प्रकाशांना तिथं असल्यानंतर नक्कीच टेक्सटाईलचे चांगले धोरण ते आणतील ह्या खात्रीनं आम्ही गेलो नाही. त्या टेक्सटाईलचे जे सजेशन्स येतील आपल्याकडं, ते सजेशन्स तुम्ही लवकरात लवकर स्वीकृत करून आपल्याला त्या सजेशनची अंमलबजावणी होणार का? हा प्रश्न आमचा असा आहे की मागची जी पॉलिसी होती 2018 ते 23 ची, त्यामधले काही धोरण जाहीर झाले होते, पण ते आजपर्यंत त्याची अंमलबजावणी झालेली नाही. ही आमची खरोखर खंत आहे. त्यामुळे या नवीन टेक्सटाईल पॉलिसीमध्ये धोरण जाहीर झाल्यानंतर त्याची अंमलबजावणी नक्की होणार आहे काय? हे दोन प्रश्न माझे महत्त्वाचे आपल्याला आहेत. धन्यवाद.
जे तुमच्या पॉवरलूमचा प्रश्न होता त्याच्यावर राज्य शासनाने मान्य मंत्री महोदयांनी ऑलरेडी एक कमिटी गठीत केलेली आहे की तुम्ही सजेशन्स द्या आणि त्याच्यावर पुढे मान्य मंत्री महोदयांच्या निर्देशानुसार आपण कारवाई करू. ठीक आहे. आता राहिला मुद्दा तुमच्या पॉलिसी मधले टेनेट्सचा इम्प्लिमेंटेशन होणार किंवा नाही. आपण पॉलिसी यासाठीच बनवतो की आपण इम्प्लिमेंट करणार आहोत. सो ते असा म्हणजे प्रश्न मनात ठेवणे की इम्प्लिमेंट होणार की नाही ते योग्य सुद्धा नाही. आपण प्रयत्न करू की सगळे याच्यामध्ये जे आपण पॉलिसीमध्ये टाकलेले ते व्यवस्थितरित्या इम्प्लिमेंट करू. दॅट्स ऑल राईट. सी इट्स ओके. सो मागील पॉलिसीमध्ये काही जे इश्यूज राहिले आता मी त्याच्याबद्दल बोलणार नाही, पण आमचा असा प्रयत्न राहील की आपण या पॉलिसीमध्ये जे काही टाकलेलं त्याच्या व्यवस्थितरित्या अंमलबजावणी करू. ठीक आहे. सी आता तेच मी म्हटले की ते मान्य मंत्री महोदयांनी एक कमिटी सेटअप केलेली, त्याचे सजेशन्स त्याच्याकडे येणार आहे आणि त्याच्यानंतर पुढील दिशा ठरवली जाणार आहे. ठीक आहे.
Thank you so
Hello.
much, sir.
Just one last question, sir, if I may. I'm standing over here. Many units in ICHALKARANJI, especially weaving units, are not covered under tough scheme because they are not imported machines. They are bought after use from some other company, maybe from Gujarat or Delhi or some other place in Tamil Nadu. And they don't come under tough, they are not registered under tough scheme. And if the power subsidy, which will lapse after 2 years as mentioned in this proposed policy, what will be the guidelines for them to set up solar plants or existing units which cannot buy extra land?
आपण जुन्या मशिनरीला कुठल्याही प्रकारचे अनुदान देत नाही ते क्लॅरिटी आहे. वी आर नॉट गिव्हिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ सबसिडी टू पीपल हु आर युजिंग यू आर डिप्लॉइंग यूज्ड मशिनरी. Policy clearly mentions that only new equipment and machinery will be eligible for any kind of subsidy. As far as setting up solar plant is concerned, now solar plant guidelines are very clear that up to what capacity you can set it up. But since you are using used machinery, whether you'll get that or not is very clear. We are not giving any kind of subsidy to old machinery.
Not for the machinery. I'm not asking for machinery. For setting up power plant for that machinery. Just for the power plant, solar power plant up to the contract demand, not for the machines.
I don't think that should be an issue, but still we'll examine it. When we are writing our solar guidelines, we'll consider your issue as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I think now we will go ahead. I request Honorable Director of our institute, Professor Dr. L.S. Admunthe, madam, to express the vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. With a great pleasure and gratitude, I am delighted to express sincere thanks on behalf of DKT's Textile and Engineering Institute, ICHALKARANJI. Today's gathering has been graced by esteemed presence of distinguished personalities who have significantly contributed in the field of higher and technical education, textiles, and legislative affairs. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Sri Chandrakant Dada Patil, Honorable Minister of Higher and Technical Education, Textiles, Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Maharashtra. Unfortunately, he is unable to join us today due to unavoidable reasons. But his remarkable leadership and unwavering commitment to the progress of education in our state deserve commendation. I would also like to express our sincere thanks to guest of honor Sri Prakash Anna Avade, Honorable Member of Legislative Assembly Maharashtra. Sir, we are grateful for your tireless dedication to serving the public and your persistent commitment to ensuring the well-being of our community. Your expertise in the field of textile and your endeavors to foster progress in the textile industry within the region are truly commendable and motivate us to strive for excellence. A special thanks to Sri Virendra Singh, IAS Honorable Secretary of Textile Department. Your persistent efforts in promoting and strengthening textile sector are inspiring. We appreciate your valuable time and insight shared with us today, which will definitely enrich our understanding of challenges and opportunities in the textile industry and sharing vision of textile policy with majority consideration of sustainability and technical textile. Our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Sapna Awade for gracing this occasion with her august presence. Your support and encouragement are source of motivation. We are honored to have you with us today. A special thanks to uh, Mr. Sri Krishna Pawar, Deputy Secretary in the Textile Department of Government of Maharashtra. Your participation have contributed significantly to the success of our gathering. A warm thanks to Shraddha Kochrekar, Deputy Secretary in Sericulture Department for gracing us with your presence. I thank Sunil Patil Saheb, Chandrakant Patil Saheb, Agarwal Saheb, Marda Saheb, Zawar Saheb, all the stakeholders and industry for their presence. Also, thanks goes to Mr. Tyagi, Mr. Joshi, Mr. Khatod, Mr. Telsang, Mr. Bhute, Mr. Bagadia, Mr. Butda, Mr. Galsasi, and Mr. Ghag for accepting our invitation for expert talk and panel discussion. The success of any event is the result of collective efforts, and we extend our thanks to entire organization team under the guidance of Professor U.J. Patil, Deputy Director and Head of Textile Department, all those who have and also all those who have worked tirelessly behind the scene to make this event success. Thank you once again, and may we all continue to work together for betterment of our community and society at large. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Inaugural session is over. We will start with the next session. I request dignitaries to take seats at front row in the audience. We will go ahead by following strict guidelines of time. वेळेचं बंधन पाळत आपण कार्यक्रमात पुढे जाणार आहोत. We will have expert talks in the conference. Now in the second session. Then we will have panel discussion as well. We will have first expert talk by Mr. Karun Tyagi. It is my pleasure to invite your attention to a segment that promises to be a highlight of our conference, an insight expert talk. We are honored to have with us a distinguished speaker, Mr. Karun Tyagi. I request all to occupy the seats. We are going to have a very good session of expert talk. Mr. Karun Tyagi, who is here, is a bachelor's in textile chemistry, PGDBM in marketing, and postgraduate in environment law. Mr. Karun Tyagi is a seasoned professional in the textile dyes and chemical industry with over 24 years of experience. He is currently the Chief Operating Officer for textile business at Intexo Biochem Private Limited. Karun sir is also a respected mentor and knowledge sharer. He has been a trainer, internship jury member, guest lecturer, webinar speaker, and panelist at leading institutions in the industry. He has also spoken at international conferences representing the industry on a global stage. Earlier to this, he has held key positions at renowned companies in the industries like Proclean Technologies, Huntsman International India Private Limited, Rizal Chemicals Private Limited, TCNS Limited, and Blue Chip Limited. With this, we request Mr. Karun Tyagi sir to share the expertise with us on the topic sustainability in textiles. Please, sir.
Pointer is not there? Okay. Is the mouse click? Okay. Yeah, good afternoon to all. Today I'm going to speak about the most buzzword in the industry, which is called sustainability. And somehow I find through different channels and when I talk to brand and retailers or social media posts, it has been very overused word now. Okay, and more recently it has been used as a very good marketing tool by brands and retailers to make their brand. Okay, but it's not like nothing is happening in sustainability. Okay, things are improving. There are a lot of development which is happening across the world. In India also a lot of developments are happening on the sustainable materials, sustainable processes, and how we can make the textile supply chain sustainable. And as rightly said in the morning session, that sustainability is not only about the environment. Okay, people generally perceive when I talk about sustainability, everybody thinks about a green color in their mind, and it's always been think from the environmental perspective. But it is not only about the environment, as rightly said. It's have a different pillars. Okay, so generally, people talk about three pillars of sustainability, which include planet, people, and profit. That means social sustainability, economic sustainability, and environmental sustainability. But I always talk about the fourth pillar as well when I give talk to the different forum. Is called about the fourth P of sustainability, that is partnership. So, which is very important for our industry, like even the industry who have a lot of decentralized units, and you need a partnership in academia or with the industry or with certain R&D setups across the globe to work on other three pillars of the sustainability. So the fourth important pillar of sustainability is the partnership. Okay, but when we talk about sustainability, people talk about the clean energy, clean technology systems, reference technology systems, but there is no clear cut path that industry adopts in to make the things, this entire supply chain sustainable. And to do that, we should follow certain guidelines which followed globally. Okay, and to do that, there is a very important aspect which I am going to touch this time, is about SDG principles. It's called Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so industry needs to follow certain guidelines. Okay, yes, they can talk about solar energy, clean technologies, less use of chemicals, but that should be measurable. And to measure certain things, you need to have a science-based targets. Okay, industry needs to adopt the science-based targets, and for that you should have certain guidelines. So there is a guideline available, and that has been charted by United Nations in 2015 in terms of 17 sustainable development goals. Okay, there are certain 17 goals, and those goals are interlinked, and they talked about everything. So nothing is been left out. So if somebody thinks, no, we can add the 18th goal or we can add the 19th goal, is no need to add anything into that, because these 17 goals are very, very comprehensive. It's talk about inequality, it's talk about poverty, it talks about climate change, it's talk about environment.
water, everything. You think about it, it talks about everything. It talks about even about the partnership in the industry. So these 17 goals are very comprehensive and it's all interconnected. Okay, so what is the impact of fashion? Okay, so I connected these goals to the fashion industry, how the fashion industry is making the impact through these goals. Okay, excuse me, can I have a water? Yeah. So let's talk about the first goal. This is called SDG 1 and it talks about uh, no poverty. Okay. And we all know that the low pays are very persistent in our industry. Okay. So I'm not talking about the corporates. I'm not talking about pinpointing a certain cluster or something, but I am saying as a journal, the low pays are very, very persistent in our industry. And the minimum wages in different countries, in different developing countries, are much below than the living wages. So somebody can ask me, what is the difference between the minimum wages and the living wages? Okay, so the living wages take care about, apart from the food security, clothing, education, medical, also take care of unexpected events that happen in a lifespan of a person. Okay, so the minimum wages still in many countries are less than the living wages. And if you talk about any worker in the supply chain, whether it's in agriculture or whether it's in the government or the retail, there is a disparity in the pay structure, and only the 4% of the value of clothing goes back to the workers, which is very, very minimal. Okay, so and as per the study, the supply chain has or even the second highest in the modern slavery. Okay, textile supply chain. The next goal is gender equality. And as we know, we employ almost, textile supply chain employs 60 to 75 million people, and 75 to 80% are the women workers. And they only get 75% of what men makes in the industry. So there is a 25% gap, what men makes and when women makes. Though the number of women workers are much more in the industry. And 1 out of 3 women get exploited in the industry. Okay, so that's the issue. And the important thing to that is the transparency index, the global fashion transparency index. Out of 250 brands, only 3 brands declare about transparency in their women workforce out of 250 brands, that part of the transparency index. So that's a scenario, and that's only a 3% of brands that declare that. So that needs to be taken care. The next goal is decent work and practices. And what I mean by the decent work is that you give equal opportunity chances and a decent work and the pay structure, which is going down because of the fast fashion phenomena. Okay, every brand wants to produce every week a new style at the lowest cost. Okay, and when you decide to produce a material at the lowest cost every week, you are not going to take care of any sustainability pillar. Your entire focus is to get the new style at the lowest cost. Okay, so in that scenario, it is very difficult for any supply chain to work on this particular principle. So the next one is responsible care and production, and it talks about how we can take care, how can we can increase the longevity of a garment, how we can increase the lifespan of the garment, and that is the main principle related to that call. The next one, which is very important, and we need to discuss about it, is about SD 13, and it talks about the CO2 emissions. Okay, our industry is producing 2 to 3% of CO2 emission, of the global CO2 emission. And if we go by the same rate, okay, By 2030, we're going to have 60% more emission than what we are doing today. Okay, and this needs to be taken care with the different clean energy scenarios or different process route, right first time approach. So this needs to be taken care. And if you think like if you talk about GHG emissions, like even for the polyester, generally people think okay, this is good, this is bad. Like 100% polyester shirt is better than 100% cotton, or organic cotton is better than the normal cotton, or recycled polyester is better than the normal polyester. It's not like that. Okay, you need to see what you are targeting. Okay, if you are targeting a water as your primary goal, cotton is always a thirsty crop. It takes lot of water in processing. Okay, almost 3000 to 7000 liter water goes in making 1 kg of cotton. But if you talk about polyester, it's more contributing to the carbon dioxide emissions. So it is always a trade-off. People only think from a perspective what brands wants to tell them. Okay, we are using a recycled polyester, but they don't talk about what goes in making a recycled polyester, what kind of solvents is going to make a recycled polyester. So there is always a trade-off when we talk about sustainability. It's not always one thing is right, one thing is wrong. It's always a trade-off. Whether you are talking about water, you are talking about carbon dioxide emission, you are talking about pesticides. So it's always a trade-off with respect to that. Let's talk about the viscose. Okay, so 150 million trees are logged off every year to produce a viscose. Yes, there is now responsible plantation, responsible forestation and all, the certification and all, but that's the truth. 150 million plus is been logged off to produce a viscose fiber, which has a great impact in deforestation. Okay. And the next goal is 15, which is called life on land, and which is directly related to deforestation and other issues. The next goal is clean water and innovations, and which talks about how much water we are using in textile industry. 93 million cubic liter of water will be used in the processing industry itself. And 70% of the Asia lakes and rivers is being polluted by the textile industry alone. Okay, and 20% of global water is being polluted only by the textile industry, which is a huge amount. Okay, and we use between 4 to 7% of fresh water that is being required globally. So as per World Economic Forum, water stress is going to be in a top 5 issues, and we are the largest consumer of water, and that's going to impact our industry hugely. Okay, and of course 35% of microplastic pollutions. Okay, we talk about pollutions, we talk about plastic agglomerates in the sea, where we found rock like structure in sea now, which is made up of plastic. In textile industry also contribute highest into that, which is 35%. So if you want to summarize the sustainability thing, it's about the well-being of human and animals. It's about modern day slavery. It's about water stress. It's about diminishing resources, water and natural resources. It also talks about climate change. It's talk about hazardous chemical and pollution, land use, biodiversity, and consumption and waste. So what we can do? So this is a final slide which talk about what we can do about it. And it talks about the innovations. It talks about materials, manufacturing, distribution, use, optimized lifetime, and end of the life. So we need to adopt the strategy which can cover the entire supply chain, from materials to the supply chain, distribution, new innovation, the clean energy, and all. So there is a report which talks about 2 scenarios. One is called the clean technology scenario. It's called CTS. And second is the reference technology scenario, which is called RTS. And if we go by the clean technology scenario, which covers the clean energy, which covers the uses of clean chemicals, which talks about right first time principle, and if we talk about the current reference technology, where we are using the conventional way of energy, the conventional chemicals, and the conventional route of processing, If we adopt the clean technology scenario, we can save almost 60% by 2050. If we adopt, the industry start adopting the clean technology scenario, we can save about 60% of what we are consuming today. And it covers the entire thing. So I don't want to go in detail, like, because it's a separate topic where I can debate about the clean technology scenarios, like use of microbes, okay, natural occurring microbes, which is going to be the future for this industry. And yesterday I was talking to the panel and I mentioned that microbes are going to be a future for the human thing, because you can do anything with microbes. You can produce cotton with microbes. You can produce chemical with microbes. You can produce detergent with microbes. You can reduce temperature with microbes. You can produce even dye stuffs with microbes. Okay, so microbes are going to be a future of industry where it's going to provide all the materials, input materials for the textile. So microbial education, which I discussed with different institute and the global level, is going to be very important in the future, where we need to teach our chemists about the microbial fermentation. And there is a lot of things happening globally in Europe about this evolution of microbes, but it's not happening in India right now. We are importing the technology and using it in some places, but that's going to be the future. And rest is all normal things. You can read from the slide. I don't want to take it up that way. Thank you very much.
Thank on this occasion. Now, I request Honorable Prakashanna Awade sir, MLA Maharashtra State, and Chief Guest Honorable Secretary Textile Ministry, Government of India, Mr. Virendra Singh, to offer a bouquet to Mr. Karun Tyagi sir as a token of love and affection. We are extremely thankful to you, sir, for your invaluable contribution to today's conference. Thank you. Dear audience, it's my pleasure to announce the commencement of a thought-provoking panel discussion on technical textiles featuring distinguished experts in the field of textiles. You all can actively participate by posing questions, if any, during the session. Let's welcome our esteemed session chair and panelists sequentially, Mr. Prasanna Joshi, Mr. Amit Khator, Mr. Aniket Bhute, Mr. Anvirappa Telsang. I request them to occupy the seats on the dais. Before starting with the session, I would like to introduce them. Mr. Prasanna Joshi has completed Master of Marketing Management from Jamunalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai University. He has also completed MTechs from BZTI and BTechs from DKT. He has also completed Executive Development Program from Wharton Business School, USA, and also an Executive Development Program from SMU, Singapore. He is a Joint President and Global Head of Technical Textiles at Aditya Birla Group's textile business in Mumbai. He is working extensively on establishing Aditya Birla Technical Textiles. He is in sales and marketing with textile engineering background, plus MBA and 33 years of experience in textile industry. He has a good command or the Turkish language, a working knowledge of Bahasa Indonesia, and presently learning German as well. He is a recipient of prestigious award as well. With this, we introduce our next panel member, Mr. Amit Khator, who is the director and founder of Khator Technical Textiles Limited, is a distinguished figure in the evolving technical textile landscape. Armed with an MBA in finance and Bachelor of Engineering in Textile Technology, he has led his company to excellence, making a significant impact on the industry. Under Mr. Khator's leadership, the company has earned accolades, including the recognition as a one-star export house. Mr. Khator was awarded the Outstanding Young Entrepreneur in the Textile Sector category Technical Textiles. Then Honorable Textile Minister Srimati Smriti Irani by the Government of India. Additionally, he received Export Excellence Award by the Federation of India Export Organization as well. Our next panel member, Mr. Aniket Bhute. He has completed MTech in Technical Textiles from DKT's Textile and Engineering Institute. He has also completed postgraduate diploma in Operation Management from Mumbai. Then he is currently working as Head Technical Textile Business Development at Archroma India Private Limited, Mumbai. Additionally, hold a fellowship from Textile Institute Manchester, UK, and also chartered engineer from the Institute of Engineers. He has more than 14 years of professional experience in technical textiles. He is having more than 40 research publications in national and international journals with 6 patents. He has written a book entitled Handbook of Non-Owns. Mr. Aniket Bhute, a professional with intense technical knowledge, sound commercial insight, with proven track record in commercializing new product line. Then we have next panel member, Mr. Anvirappa Telsang. He has completed MTech from VZTI. He is working as Assistant Vice President at Wellspun World, Mumbai. He has over 23 years of experience in the field of textiles. At Guernsey, led team and managed end-to-end consultancy services. He has successfully established many joint venture and many tie-ups. He has active participation in export promotion council like Texprosil, Metaxil. He is also a task force member on branding Indian cotton Kasturi. With this, we warmly welcome him. Over to the session chair, Mr. Prasanna Joshi, Joint President and Global Head of Technical Textile, Aditya Birla Group. Please, sir.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure and honor to be a part of this panel discussion. All 4 of us, as you know, we are a proud student or proud product of this institute, this great institute and this great Vastu Rajwada. And of course, under the visionary leadership of Sri Kallappanna Avade, and then taking it forward by the next generation of Sri Prakashji Anna Avade and all the family members, and of course the great professors we have in this institute. So it's thank you so much for giving us this honor. We will be discussing about the technical textiles. This technical textile is one of the important segments and more important part of the new policy by government of Maharashtra as well as the government of India also. So just briefly to introduce what is technical textiles. So technical textiles is the textiles or the products which are known for their performance or the functional related attributes rather than the aesthetics or rather than the decorative attributes of that product. So that is we categorize as the technical textile. So there are the specific requirements, specific function it has to perform. So this in technical textile, as also it was mentioned in the dignitaries' speeches, like there are different segments varying from Indutech, Home Tech, Mobile Tech, Pro Tech. So there are 12 segments. So all these technical textiles are categorized under these 12 segments. Now, why technical textiles? So technical textiles, of course, it's a niche product. It's add value. It's a added value product for us. So instead of doing all the commodities or doing the regular products, we have to concentrate on the technical textiles, which is going to be the future, especially in India. In India, technical textiles is going to increase at the rate of almost 8 to 10% as against the global CAGR of around 4 to 6%. So you can imagine the kind of potential India has to grow the technical textiles. As our Chief Secretary also mentioned in his speech, that we have a hardly penetration of around 10 to 20% as against 60 to 70% in the global market or in the advanced technologies like US and Europe. So there is a huge and tremendous scope for us to increase our presence in the technical textiles. So I'm very lucky to have such knowledgeable and then the experienced experts along with me. So we'll have some discussion with them. So let me first start with Mr. Amit. As it was introduced, Amit is a young entrepreneur. He's a recipient of Outstanding Young Entrepreneur Award by Government of India Textile Ministry. So it's really a proud to share this dais with Amit. So Amit is a young entrepreneur. He has a success story, and all our industrialist friends are here. So I would like to understand from Amit what is the secret of his success. How did he think of this particular project? How did he approach this project? How did he shortlist the product? How did he shortlist the technology and machinery? So we would be very keen to know your views on this, Amit.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the warm introduction. It's always an honor, last time I was in this hall, it was my graduation. We had a send-off ceremony and all my professors were sitting and very few students had the chance to speak, but I was one of them. I stood up and I spoke because I remember the 4 years in DKT was very, very different. We had a lot of ups and downs and I heartily always, I fall short of words to congratulate my professors in the mentoring and opening up a vision to the industry is concerned. I met sir today. I told that I am basically a product of DKT and the help of Textile Ministry. When I was in my education, I passed out from DKT in 2010, sorry. And during those times, only we were researching on technical textile a lot because that was the buzzword. Everyone wanted to discuss something about technical textile and how can we enter into technical textile. So most of the people, even industries where I also come from a very conventional textile background. I'm the third generation into manufacturing of shirtings and suitings. So with the exposure that I got here in DKT, we were able to understand, okay, what are the sectors in technical textile and what are the applications of the products that are in technical textile. But what is the biggest challenge I feel that most of the entrepreneurs feel when they come, when they want to foray into technical textile is market knowledge. The biggest hindrance, technical knowledge is amply available, and for people in ICHALKARANJI, we have DKT, which is sufficiently more than qualified to support in development of any product. We have our professors who have done a lot of research papers. We have our alumni who are working in all the field right now. For me, it's a very big backup when I say I'm a DKT alumni. I go and meet someone, and in every company, in every institute, in every department, you will find a person who has come from DKT. So, and they go all out to help you. They go all out to support you. So, technical knowledge is not a hindrance. Anyways, ICHALKARANJI has been known for entrepreneurs who take risk. Once the market is clear, technical aspect can be taken care, where there are a lot of consultants who are available. There are a lot of people who are there to help you develop that product technically. So the biggest challenge, even what I faced when I was, deciding on to anything. So we are into geosynthetics. We are now manufacturing non-wovens, woven. We're doing a lot of composites. We are exporting to more than 20 countries now. But when I started my research work for this particular industry, the biggest challenge, technical know-how was amply available everywhere, but the market knowledge is not there. So like Prakash Anna also briefed, right, that even exporting from here, the market knowledge is the biggest hurdle, even in conventional textiles. So I can only imagine the market knowledge for technical textile will be very less. People are not aware where they can sell the product. So the biggest research that can anyone, an entrepreneur who wants to get into technical textile is to understand, there are various medium where filtration, geosynthetics, one of the growing medium, pack tech, build tech. There are so many sectors in which there is a lot of scope in which we all can invest and find a big business volume share, also in exports market. But the research work that is required to understand that market is very exorbitant even currently. So probably if I would request if DKT probably can set up a cell or something where we have research for the kind of demand that is required in the market, which is very important because it's not readily available. That which sector the demand is growing, or where there is a gap in the production, where import substitution is an option. Because even today there is a lot of imports that are coming in India, and there are the biggest hurdle again. One more thing is that the investment size. So for MSME people to invest, so any sector will only grow when MSME participates in that. So even now in technical textile, if we see, there are all major players. We have almost everyone from Arvind to Welspun. They all are into technical textiles. They have a huge wing of technical textiles, and they're doing wonderfully well. They are all expanding every year on year. But MSME participation is very less in technical textile. So to get that MSME participation, probably the textile secretary, the textile ministry can help to educate the people in the kind of requirement that is there in the market. So technically we are bang on, we are there, but the only concern is the market know-how and the field that are present. So I think anyone who's wanting to enter into technical textile, I think marketing is the only key that they need to tap in. If they're able to identify a product, I think we can develop any product in India. It's very easily done with all the machinery, the setup we have. We can even outsource it in a lot of process. We can get one process product made somewhere and the other product somewhere. So that is also possible, I think, but the key is only marketing catch.
And I mean, can you also highlight how the government policy has helped you in, establishing your business?
Yeah, so we are into geosynthetics. Most of our product, the end client is always Government of India. So it may be NHAI, MORTH, state PWDs. So the end client is always Government of India, but we go through a channel of contractors. But when we started, we were almost 80% of what we did was exporting, and 20% was domestic sales, and which is totally inverted now. We are doing almost 80% domestic sales and 20% exports. So we have also grown our capacity 3 times from what we started in 2013. In just the mere span of 10 years, we have tripled our capacity. That is also because the domestic market has now been evolved a lot. So we need a lot of government intervention. We are in constant touch with government stakeholders, where we ask them and request them to introduce these kind of technology into the current construction. There are a lot of places where they have been mandated use of geosynthetics in various railways, roadways department. So these kind of government. So for me, that was one of the important. But for another technical textile material, that may not be the source. So the catch again is that technical textile lies between 2 different industries. Any technical textile product will not and whole and solely be dependent only on textile industry. So that is the biggest hindrance where textile industrialists are not able to venture into technical textile. So if I am in technical textile, I'm in geotextile, I need to have some knowledge of civil engineering also. If someone is into filtration, they need to have knowledge of the filtration industry also. So it's not just textile, where we all have, we are very well versed in textile. We know our yarns, we know our fabrics, we know our threads very well. But if you immediately we hop to the other industry, we are completely blank. So that bridging, probably I was discussing with UJ Patil sir also that, if DKT can probably put up a course where that bridge has also been, it's created that, we interact with the civil engineering department also. So textile engineering department and civil engineering department do something together, or textile engineering department and mechanical department do some projects together. So that will help technocrats who are coming up to understand what kind of issues are there. So when I am interacting, I'm mostly interacting not with the textile ministry, but with the road authority of India. So that is how most of the government interventions are required, and we are very proud with the way technical textile, at least geosynthetics, is moving, because Government of India, Government of Maharashtra, they are all very supportive, and we are getting good business from India.
Amit, just to answer one of your this thing, as far as market and all is concerned, in our policy also, if you read through, we are coming out with Maharashtra Technology Textile Mission, MTTM, which will be taking care of 4 broad areas. One of them will be marketing support, and wherever niche markets are that can be explored. And of course, we are also setting up a research fund, which will be initially about 50 crores per year, wherein amount of research will be done in particular technical textile areas. So this mission is going to take care of certain areas which you have mentioned right now.
Research again, if we have institutes who are participating in research, and then with the industry, when they interact with the industry, they are able to develop good business opportunities.
So when we are coming out with the concept of technical textile parks, we are going to have a mentor institute for each technical textile park.
That's good.
So it's like it's complete ecosystem that we are trying to, and of course these panel discussions are happening is to elicit ideas from you people, so that we can actually come out with something really good in the area of technical textiles. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, Amit. You are bang on. Like we have the knowledge, we have the expertise, we have the right machinery, infrastructure is being provided by the government. What we need is we need confidently to go forward and start investing in technical textiles. We have a live case in front of us here. Thank you. We have another panelist here, Aniket. Aniket is from ICHALKARANJI, so he knows the ICHALKARANJI industry inside out. He himself is a part of this industry. So Amit, looking at the kind of infrastructure, the kind of machinery, the kind of setup ICHALKARANJI has, what are your views like? What are the opportunities available for our industrialist friends here in ICHALKARANJI, and what they need to do, or what kind of modifications or what kind of extra technology is required so that they can easily convert their existing setup to produce more and more value-added technical fabrics?
I think
Sorry, this
Aniket.
question was for Aniket. I'm sorry if I said Amit.
Yeah, am I audible? Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me as a technical expert for speaking on technical textiles. Now, coming up to our topic of discussion, how we can start business in technical textile, what are the prospects? So if we see Indian technical textile market is almost around 22 billion US dollar, which is almost 9% of total 272 billion US dollar global technical textile market. And if we break that domestic consumption of technical textile, almost we consume 19.5 billion US dollar technical textiles. We are the fifth largest technical textile market in world, right? But still, if we compare whatever we are manufacturing domestically, that is somewhere around 9 to 10% of what we are consuming. Rest of the things are coming from other countries, right? So we have got good demand of technical textiles in India, but we don't have a competency to cater that market. Why I'm saying that? Because we have got enough capacity of spinning, conventional cotton yarn manufacturing. We got enough loomage, like we are the world leader in loomage capacity. Like we have got highest number of looms installed in India. If we compare global loomage capacity, we are the highest. But we are focused on basically technical, not technical, it's a normal commodity textiles only. So we have to change our mindset to work on technical textiles. If we see all technical textile, like 12 technical textile segments are there, all are moving at on an average 10 to 11% CAGR. Different segments are moving at different rates. Like PackTech is predominant segment, which is almost 40% of technical textile units are having PackTech manufacturing capability. They are doing commodity packaging materials, and they have to diversify. Like only packaging is predominant. Other segments are not very much focused, like industrial textiles or protective textiles, right? In geosynthetics also, we have got very limited capacities, right? So it has to be again uplifted. So if we see whatever data available in public domain on ministry's website or baseline surveys, we got almost 207 products already identified as a technical textile products, right? And if we see the data available with Office of the Textile Commissioner, that says almost 2,100 technical textile units are already there in India, right? But not everyone like to be in limelight, or they don't want to showcase what they are doing it, because this technical textile industry works on trade secrets, right? They put hard effort to develop product, and after interacting with almost 400 plus technical textile manufacturers, what problems I have identified, that I will going to speak. So if you see whatever technical textile units are there, mostly fragmented and decentralized, like our textile industry. Another problem is with limited knowledge, with limited expertise, they have gone for very age-old technologies, not state-of-the-art technologies, very age-old technologies, and through that they are trying to manufacture technical textiles, and they're successful. They're doing well, but that is the biggest problem or hurdle what I see for growing further. From what level we are, if we want to grow, we need to deploy high-end technologies. Like commodity products can be manufactured on commodity machines, but for technical high-end products with high global specification, we need to have state-of-the-art technology, right? Another thing what I see is many manufacturers are doing technical textiles, but with limited knowledge base. So they don't have a technical partnership with institutes like DKT or textile research associations. There are 8 TRAs already established, and all are having different center of excellences also. With effort of Ministry of Textiles, lot of capacities are built, like pilot facilities are built in different center of excellences. Like DKT is having center of excellence for non-ones, which has got wider bed commercial production line, even focused incubation center for coated technical textiles. But if we see the market of technical textiles overall, 60 to 65% technical textile products are coated technical textiles, right? Only a simple fabric with certain value addition can be termed as a technical textiles, and that goes for several different applications. Like Anna mentioning in the morning, we have got very good technical fabric manufacturing capability, but lot of manufacturers are selling their fabrics to traders or middlemen or different companies. They are doing value addition and selling it overseas, or they are exporting it. So we need to bridge that gap. So for that, already development facilities are equipped at DKT also, and all the 8 center of excellences with outlay of almost 200 crores. Ministry has already invested to build that pilot facilities, right? Apart from that, what I feel is there are 12 segments, but only 6 segments are there, which are growing at more than 10-12% CAGR, compound annual growth rate. So if we see the first predominant segment we already discussed, that is Pactech. So a lot of installations are there. In Surat market, it's like commodity. Almost 40 plus coating machines are already there who are doing packaging materials, right, for different applications like FRBCs and even other packaging materials. If we see next growing segment is of course medical textiles, because people are getting more aware about hygiene after COVID. People are more focusing on health, hygiene, and medical related application. That is growing at around 15% CAGR. And if we see our population, we have got huge scope for medical textile and hygiene application. So that is another area where industry should focus. The third segment, what I feel is industrial textile products. So that is the strength of ICHALKARANJI. They are manufacturing very good quality fabrics, but they don't know how to place it into a technical textile segment, right? There are ample opportunities in filtration, like high-end filtration, like Amitji mentioned. You need to have an interdisciplinary information or knowledge. So how automotive industry works, how cement industry works, like there we need high temperature filtration. There are several chemical manufacturing agrofeed companies who requires filters in huge volume. If we see in ICHALKARANJI, we got lot of air jet installation. Every unit is having a compressor and even humidification, precision air control system, where we need a panel filters, but those are not manufactured locally. Most of the compressor manufacturers are importing, and there are very few converters which are now taking this as an opportunity, and they're trying to convert this base material into technical textiles. So there are several opportunities in filtration segment also. The next segment, what I feel is protect. Like in defense, lot of applications are there. Even 44 different products defense has identified, which are currently we are importing, not manufacturing indigenously, and they're ready to offer the products for analysis, and they're welcoming this indigenization of defense products. So they are ready to take the products developed at indigenously or in India. The another segment what I feel is like geotextile, like infrastructure is building at very fast speed, and right away Amitji mentioned that this segment is growing like anything. Ministry is also supporting for promoting this geotextiles and new technical textiles for infrastructure building and building construction also. And the last segment what I feel is sport tech, right? In sport textiles, people are getting more aware about the sports activities and the exercise also. Health conscious people are becoming. So if you see, sport textiles is also on a segment which is growing at around 15 to 16% CAGR, right? So that is another area where people should focus. And now I'll come to the technologies, because these are applications, but there are three technologies identified as a focus technologies.
Aniket, I request you to cover it
2
quickly.
minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Three technologies identified as a focused technologies. One is, of course, non-ones. Amitji rightly mentioned, the fabric has got engineered qualities, right? So the non-ones are regarded as a engineered materials. So it can be customized as per the application, and it can act as a base material for lot of technical textiles. So that is one area where people should focus. The second thing, what I believe, is coated technical textiles, right? So coating is a simplest way of converting normal base material, normal fabrics into a technical textile application. So there are several possibilities, like simply if you add water repellent or antimicrobials or flame retardancy, you can convert that simple fabrics into value-added technical textiles. So that should be focused, and I feel it's high time for ICHALKARANJI industry people to focus on this technical textiles or coated technical textiles, right? And the last one is the composite. The composite is another area where Prakash Channaji mentioned in the morning also, like windmill are made of textile-based fiber-reinforced materials. Even the aeroplanes or high-end application where composites are used as a strongest material over the steel. So if you see, there are ample opportunities. People need to just focus on this new application areas. And what Amitji also mentioned in the morning, and Anna also mentioned in the morning, people have to focus on marketing. People are now ready to put 20 crores for uh, upbringing or expanding their capacity, but they're not ready to spend 50 lakhs for marketing. So that mentality has to change, and people has to focus on technical textiles.
Thank you, Aniket. As Aniket rightly pointed out, that there are a list of products available. The government of India has already announced the list of number of products which are categorized under the technical textiles category. And then we as an industrialist here, I request you all to study those products, and definitely you will find the kind of infrastructure, the kind of setup you have, you would be in position to manufacture some of those products with some little adjustment here and there, and of course some expert advice coming from our industrial friends. So thank you, Aniket. Uh, I have another panelist colleague, Ani Virappa. He has almost 2 decades of experience, and that too in consultancy. He has worked in one of the largest global consultancy, Garzi Eastern, they used to call earlier. So, Ani Virappa, I would like you, like in technical textiles, it is not same as your regular textile product. So there are very critical requirements of certification, or the critical requirements of the product meeting the requirements, I mean the specification. So I would like you to explain that process, and which are the bodies, what is the infrastructure available for the industrialists here to get it certified, so that those certificates are acceptable both at India as well as at the global level.
Well, first, can you hear me? Well, first, thank you so much, Patil sir, for inviting me to this session. And what an honor for me to speak on the dais at 25th year of completion of my, graduation from this great university, Silver Jubilee. Well, thank you so much, sir. Well, talking about the technical textiles, the regular textiles, what are the certifications needed to enter into technical textile? Well, I would say like marketing is a key factor, absolutely fine. But entering into technical textiles, it itself is a challenge. Like, it's not easy task. First, starting from commodity product. If you talk about technical textiles, even a pactic is a commodity product. Even that is a technical textile. But if you go on increasing the ladder, at high-tech segments, which I'm going to discuss over here. First, which segments we should target, which are the high-tech segments, and which have very good growth potential in the India as well as the international level. And thanks, Aniket, for giving the overall picture, having a deep dive of the products which are easily, this one, low-hanging fruits for the companies to enter into those areas. I'm going to speak on the specific segments which have a high growth potential, high-tech product, and what are the things which are needed to enter into those segments. The first, I will talk about the ESG. Of course, it's environmental, social, and governance. I'll take out the social and governance, only keep it on the environment. And a lot of things has been discussed by Katie. Now, in the environmental, the main thing is in the recently G20 summit presided by Indian government last year, as well as COP28, where everybody is talking about green energy, sustainability. So what is that green energy and how technical textile is related to that? So green energy, it's again either windmill blades, solar energy, and similar things. So that's why the market and the demand for this green energy is going to increase a lot. And in future, everybody is talking about sustainability. All the retailers, they are talking about sustainability. So demand is going to be very huge. Even textile people, they are planning to put up the solar energy, which we discussed today morning, and the windmill blade energy. And there are very few companies are there in the windmill blade fabric. Believe me, I did one consultancy 10 years back in 2012 with one company. We did starting from the marketing, technology know partnership arrangement also we did it. And the turnover of that company was in 2 year, 3 year down the line, it was 30 CR. Now they are company in diversified in different segments, of course into composites only, and the turnover is 350 CR. See, this is the scenario which is in technical textiles. And compared to the regular textiles, it's not a huge investment. You can start the investment from 1 CR also, 2 CR also, and with an investment of 500 CR also, where you have a SSMM's line. Of course, the profitability in those segments are very limited compared to the lower segments. Talking about the certifications, well, the certification agencies are, there are many agencies which are certifying the, if you talk about the windmill blade, there is a certification from the TUV, there is certification from the Wind Energy Association, and you need to get a certification from US body also, because these are all multi-axial, biaxial fabric. There is, unfortunately, the technical testing availability is very limited. So we need to send these fabrics to the US to get them certified. After getting certified, they will use those fabrics in the windmill blade. They will test on the trial run, then only it will get, certified. So the gestation period, it starts from not from the day one, it starts from 6 months to 2 year down the line, So that's a pretty, challenging. But how to enter into those segments, being high tech products, very technical products. See, India is a huge market, and everybody is, all the international people, they're looking at India as a, as a growing market. The CAGR are very good. The market is limited, very 22 billion, and going to be with 2-digit CAGR, 10 to 12 CAGR, going to be in next 5 years, $250 billion business. So having focus on the India, international companies, they are planning to come to India and planning to set up or some kind of, strategic arrangement they would like to do it, So some companies, they should not only bring the money, they should bring something on the table. Which the foreign companies not looking at only money, not the land, not the, facilities. What else they can bring on the table apart from money, land, and the technology? So that we need to think on it, It depends on the key synergies associated with that particular company, or do I have any connections with the windmill blade company, or do I have connection with the, rail making company, even metros? It's being, the composites are being used in a big way, So we need to come up with those strategies to enter into technical textile and get either technology know-how, manufacturing association with the international companies, or joint ventures, or some associations in either way, so that it would be a win-win situation for both the companies. So that's about my view.
Thank you, Ani Virappa. Sorry, we are running out of time. I'm getting reminders. So you would have seen the enthusiasm of my co-panelists, the kind of knowledge they have, and then they're willing to share with you. So I'm sure you must have at least got some glimpse of the potential available and what can be done and what capability we have to do this. I just have a small suggestion, sir, to our Chief Secretary, Sri Virendra Singh Ji. See, of course, you, as you mentioned, that there is a higher penetration of technical textiles in US and Europe markets, say 50 to 70%. One of the major reasons or one of the major catalysts for this is the statutory regulatory requirement or the regulatory environment. And then that is what makes it compulsory in certain application. People have to use certain kind of products, like for example, whether it is a mattresses in the hospitals or in hotels, or it's it has to be a flame resistant, or all your furnishing fabrics, in auditoriums, in public places, theaters, it has to meet a certain flame retardancy criteria. So these kind of statutory and regulatory framework, it helps in increasing the technical textile, penetration in the country. And I'm sure definitely we are also working towards that direction. But maybe if we can speed up that process, at both central and then the state government level, definitely I'm confident we'll be moving very fast in, increasing our penetration in technical textiles. So this is just a small suggestion. So thank you so much. I mean, if quickly, if you have any questions, maybe my panel.
The questions we will take at the interaction session if possible, because
Give
yeah.
2 minutes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Please.
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes. Just one question. Sorry.
Hello. Myself, Devendra Bam. I am also a small entrepreneur in technical textiles, especially in the build tech. So my question is, okay, government is doing their job with a broad vision to help the technical textiles, and institutions also doing their job. How big corporate companies can help the small entrepreneurs to thrive us into the technical textiles? Is there any mechanism to make a partnership or joint ventures for the small entrepreneurs?
See, I mean, you would like to. You would like.
Am I audible? Yeah. So whatever point you raised, I would like to address that. So big corporates, like there are different companies who are actually end users. Like in that context, if you are asking, I would like to address in that context. Or if you are asking for development, so I can help in that direction also.
In the development.
Okay. So for development, just for an example, I would like to mention there are several companies. I would like to tell you about whatever they are doing. So already they have got well-established product portfolios globally, and they are bringing their portfolio in India for promoting. Like there are several companies. I cannot take names of those companies in this forum. We can discuss in person. But these companies have well-established product portfolio that can easy, low-hanging conversion of normal commodity into a technical textiles. Right? They people are very open. They can allow you to visit their facility. They have got more than 100 crores in investment for laboratory establishment. So you can take help of them. Even they have got global experts on product portfolio, specific products or for specific application. So you can take help of them as a guidance to excel into this particular segment. So these proven products will help you to develop product faster speed, and the entry barriers in this technical textiles are very high comparatively normal commodity textiles. So in order to break those barriers, it's good to handhold with some proven companies or the established companies to get easy access to this technical textile segment.
Thank you, Aniket. So we will interact more during the break. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for a patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I request Honorable MLA Mr. Prakashanna Awade, sir, Honorable Secretary, Mr. Virendra Singh, Mr. Swapnil Awade, Chairman, Kallapanna Awade Janata Bank, to offer a bouquet as a token of love and affection to our panel members and session chair, Mr. Prasanna Joshi. Then to Mr. Amit Khator. Mr. Amit Khator. Mr. Aniket Bhute. Mr. Anvarappa Telsang. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for all the panel members and session chair. Thank you. Now we will have expert talk on decentralized textile industries by Nikunj Bagadia. Mr. Nikunj Bagadia has completed textile engineering from DKT He joined family business in 2000. Over the last 10 years, the business has grown by almost 20 folds. Today, the company he heads, Kane Enterprises, is the most professionally managed and fastest growing in the region. The company has marketing presence in over 20 countries worldwide. With this, we request Managing Director, Kane India Private Limited, Mr. Nikunj Bagadia, to deliver the expert talk. Please, sir.
Thank you so much. Honorable Sri Virendra Singh Ji, Honorable respected Prakash Anna, respected Swapnil Dada, all the dignitaries of the stage, and my dear friends from ICHALKARANJI. Decentralized sector is looked down upon, or it's not looked upon as a very strong part of the industry. एक डिसेंट्रलाइज सेक्टर अभी बोलने लगे, पहले इसको अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर भी बोलते थे. Now it's only in India that there is a different way of looking at a decentralized sector by the government also and by the entrepreneurs also. So I'll just take you on a small trip around the world. So let's talk about a decentralized sector, textile manufacturing, from a place we all know. अपने ने हॉलीवुड का सबने सुना है. हॉलीवुड कहाँ है? Hollywood is in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is also famous for something else. Sir, you will be surprised to know it is the place for the best handcrafted denims. हॉलीवुड में लॉस एंजलिस के अंदर 2008 तक 2200 स्मॉल फैक्ट्रीज होती थी जहां पे हैंडक्राफ्टेड डेनिम बनता था. उसके बाद में कुछ कम हुआ है. आज भी वहां पे 1200 फैक्ट्रीज है गारमेंट की जहां पे कस्टमाइज्ड डेनिम बनता है, जो कि ऑन एन एवरेज $750 से $1000 में बिकता है. एंड दीज फैक्ट्रीज आर रन बाय मैक्सिकन, ब्राजीलियन, Indonesian and Filipinos. So this is in the heart of America's heart of Silicon Valley, heart of Hollywood. From US, let's go to Europe. लेक कोमो का सबने सुना है. लेक कोमो, विराट कोहली की शादी वहां हुई थी, and lot of Bollywood stars and industrialists got married in Lake Como. So it's one of the finest tourist destinations. Do we also know what it is famous for? Sir, you will be surprised to know it is the heart of digital printing in Europe. वहां पे कम से कम 100 से 150 डिजिटल प्रिंटिंग की फैक्ट्रीज है, जो कि दुनिया की बेस्ट प्रिंटिंग का कपड़ा बनाती है और पूरे यूरोप के ब्रांड्स को लोकली सप्लाई करती है. इट इज similar model to what ICHALKARANJI is. It's a decentralized manufacturing. वहां पे पूरा कपड़ा, पॉलिएस्टर का कपड़ा चाइना से आता है, सिल्क आता है, पाकिस्तान से आता है, इंडिया से आता है, वहां पे छपता है और 50-50 मीटर, 100-100 मीटर करके लोकल के ब्रांड्स के पास जाता है. So this is Europe. Now let's come to Asia. हम लोग कुछ समय पहले we had gone to Vietnam for a fair, for a 3-day exhibition to Ho Chi Minh. वहां पे there was a booth of a government body, and उन्होंने पहले दिन आके हमको मिले और हमको उन्होंने बोला, आप आइए हमारे पास में. You can open a company today, and before the exhibition gets over in 3 days, you can get a ready shed with electricity and water on plug and play, and by the time you move out of Vietnam, you will have a business and a factory ready. So that is the kind of promotion, that is the kind of government support a neighboring country Vietnam has. Vietnam is also the 3rd largest apparel exporter after China and Bangladesh. So these are 3 examples of centers across the world. Now let's come to India. अन्ना ने बताया तिरुपुर के बारे में. So अन्ना, तिरुपुर का export is not 25,000 crore. Last year it was 35,000 crore, which is $4.5 billion, which is 27% of India's apparel exports. और ये 35,000 करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट 50 किलोमीटर के रेडियस में होता है. So now imagine the intensity of export in a 50-kilometer radius. And the best part, the export journey of Tirupur started in 1985 only. In 1985, their exports were 15 crores only of basic white polo t-shirts. From 1985 to 2023, they have hit 35,000 crores. Another one very good initiative that has happened recently is in Bihar. The Department of Industries in Bihar, they have started promoting a plug and play model, and they have invited industrialists from across the country to simply come and set up a factory. Not even set up a factory, they are providing 10,000 square feet sheds ready on 4 rupees per square feet per month rent with ready electricity and water. You just have to come and set up. And very large corporates and garment manufacturers from NCR have already started this experiment, and I think about 15 to 20 factories have already started there. So instead of Bihar workers going to NCR, the NCR companies are coming to Bihar and setting up these units. So these are the two very different examples of decentralized manufacturing in India. Now, why I'm sharing these examples is simply to reaffirm the faith that decentralized manufacturing is the future. And the stakeholders, the government and my friends here, my entrepreneur friends, industrialists, we all need to work together to create a far better and far more impactful business here. Now, I'll give some idea about what we are doing in ICHALKARANJI. ICHALKARANJI has, I think, something around 12,000 to 15,000 shuttle-less looms and about 50,000 power looms. And we talk about China plus one every time wherever we go. In China, there is one company which has 15,000 air jets, 25,000 shuttle looms, and 65 lakh spindles under one roof. Now the entire ICHALKARANJI production and 6 times the production of the largest spinner in India, Vardhaman, is done by just one company in China. So it cannot be China plus one. We have to compete on our strengths. We have to build our strengths, and that strength can only be built by a sense of partnership with the government and within the entrepreneurs. So my very quickly couple of thoughts that I would like to share with my fellow entrepreneurs. हम लोग को अपने जितने बार डिस्कशन हुआ कि हम शेयर नहीं करते हैं, सब अपना सीक्रेट रखते हैं, टेक्निकल टेक्सटाइल में तो समझ में आता है, बट जनरल टेक्सटाइल्स में भी. So here my view is that we cannot compete with each other. We are too small. We have to collaborate with each other. आप अगर इंडियन टेक्सटाइल का साइज देखेंगे मार्केट का, तो इट इज अबाउट $165 billion. ICHALKARANJI का एनुअल बिजनेस इज $1.5 billion. इट इज लेस देन 1% ऑफ द इंडियन मार्केट. इसमें अगर कोई यहाँ पे 100 करोड़ का भी बिजनेस करता है, तो ही इज लेस देन 0.8% ऑफ ICHALKARANJI. And he is less than 0.001% of the Indian market. So where is the competition? And we are fooling ourselves when we say कि we are competing with each other. आप 24 लूम, 48 लूम, 100 लूम चला रहे हो, क्या कंपटीशन है उसके अंदर? आप कल बंद कर दोगे तो आपको कोई पूछने नहीं आएगा. आप कल 200 लगा लोगे तो कोई आपके पीछे नहीं आएगा. The market is too huge. Let us collaborate with each other. Let's not compete with each other. So that is one very strong point that I feel about, and I'll give you an example. Sir, Sri Lanka has apparel export of about 6 billion. 4 billion is controlled by 4 companies. There are 4 companies, each of them are $1 billion. Hyder Money, Orit, Brandex and MAS Holdings. वहां पे ये कस्टम है कि कोई इंटरनेशनल कस्टमर अगर कोलंबो जाता है और हैदर मनी के ओनर के साथ बैठा है और हैदर मनी बोलता है ये प्रोडक्ट मैं नहीं कर सकता हूँ, तो फोन उठाता है, ही कॉल्स अप ब्रांडिक्स एंड टेल्स देम कि यार ये कस्टमर आया, मेरा नहीं है, तुम ले लो इसको. ये ऑर्डर श्रीलंका के बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए. That is how we should be approaching customers and products. And for the government side, there are very few. I think everything has been discussed by Anna and everybody, but few thoughts that I have. दुनिया का सबसे सस्ता सोलर का जो बिड हुआ था सऊदी अरेबिया में, it was for less than 1 cent per kilowatt hour, which is less than 80 पैसा per kilowatt hour. इंडिया में जो सबसे लोएस्ट बिड हुआ था सोलर का was for 2 cents per kilowatt hour, which is less than 2 rupees a kilowatt hour. Now here we are decentralized, we are small, we are not, everybody is not equipped to come together and set up a combined or a joint unit. This is where the government support changes the game. If a solar plant, something like this is built for ICHALKARANJI, which Anna is already, he was proposing, it permanently changes the game and nobody is ever going to come to you every day knocking for a subsidy. It is not required. You need to help us, make us more capable and make us fundamentally sound. Second issue, which I think everybody already discussed here, is about the land. We need ample land, easily available at a fair price, which is already industrial. I run a factory. We set up a garment factory in the midst of COVID. We took 24 months to convert our own land to industrial. Now, I'm sure people would have their own different experiences because enough land, enough cheap land is not available inside industrial estates. And if you are contributing 20% of your project cost to the land, I think it doesn't make sense. We can probably not, we would not need to discuss subsidies if the basic infrastructure and the basic requirements are taken care of. And few wonderful things have already happened. And I can tell you that because I am an exporter, I get a lot of my international customers to ICHALKARANJI. We have 6 airports within 45 minutes to 5 hours drive of ICHALKARANJI. 6 airports. Now that is a transformation that has happened in the last couple of years and it really, really helps. And finally, I'll just end this by saying ICHALKARANJI is known as the Manchester of Maharashtra. Manchester because in the 18th and 19th century during industrial revolution, that was the place where textile industry picked up. Now it's a ghost town. वहाँ पे textile का टी भी नहीं है. But still we are known as Manchester of Maharashtra. Sir, with the right support, right guidance, and the industrialists all coming together, we can have other cities in India call themselves ICHALKARANJI of Tamil Nadu or ICHALKARANJI of Karnataka. We are that capable. We just need a little more support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I request Mr. Sri Krishna Pawar, Deputy Secretary of Government of Maharashtra, to offer a bouquet as a token of love and affection to Mr. Nikunj Bagadia. Managing Director, Kane Enterprises, Mr. Nikunj Bagadia. Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful guidelines. Now we will have next panel discussion. Let's extend a warm welcome to our esteemed panelists and session chair, Mr. R. Sampath, Mr. Satish Bhutada, Mr. Sunil Ghalsasi, and Mr. Sunil Ghag on the dais. Please. I will introduce them. Session chair, Mr. R. Sampath, a seasoned textile technocrat with 60 years of experience in the spinning industry. He has huge experience of working with various spinning mills. He is currently working as CEO at Sri Siddhivinayak Group. He is the president of the Textile Association of India ICHALKARANJI Mirrors Unit. Our next panel member, Mr. Satish Bhutada, has completed Executive MBA from Wellingकर Institute of Management, Mumbai. He has nearly 32 years of huge experience and currently he is working as Senior Vice President, Indocount Industries Limited. Our next panel member, Mr. Sunil Ghalsasi, has completed MTech in textiles and have more than 32 years of extensive experience. He has demonstrated expertise in various aspects, and presently he is working as consultant with various textile manufacturers for business development and supply chain for e-commerce. Our next speaker, Mr. Sunil Ghag, has completed his graduation in chemistry from Ruparel College, Mumbai, and management in textiles from Sasmira, Mumbai. His journey includes setting up a buying agency in UAE, contributing to the BRFL's expansion and managing various units. Currently, he is a proprietor of Sri Siddhivinayak Garments, Islampur. With this, I hand over the mic to session chair, Mr. R. Sampath. Please, sir.
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Already I have been announced. Hello. I have been already announced. This duration is to have been reduced to 15 to 20 minutes only. So within the short span of time, probably we will try to highlight whatever we have to say now. See, today the main focus is the subject is fiber to fashion, because there is a very longer chain. It's not a small one. Subject is very big, but the time is limited. That's the one thing we are having. So I wanted to ask you today how we can, this fiber to fashion industry, and I think each one of you have got experience in your industry. So please highlight. Now today, there are two things that you have to consider now. One is the organized sector, one is the spinning industry, which is an organized sector, and another is the decentralized sector, where all the lot of rooms are being concentrated. So how these two things, see, one is organized sector, another is the unorganized sector, or we can't decentralized sector also. So how this can complement each other? See, that's a big question, because the question is, the organized sector, they got a fixed volume of production. The day one they start the production, they got a fixed volume of production. At the end of the month, they have to see that they have to sell off those production, because they have to meet their cost and everything. But decentralized sector has got its own limitation in procuring, maybe in getting their products sold and getting the money. All these issues are coming in ICHALKARANJI. This is happening. So what are the suggestion you are making? How we can complement in each other? And also, I just to say that the policy what you announced by the government of Maharashtra is definitely a very good policy. They are working as a facilitator. Then how that can be used in this journey? Yeah, you can just.
Yeah. I think since the time is less, I'll just summarize the whole discussion in one word: is a gap of trust. It's a problem as a country that we have. It's a problem as a organizations we have. When the COVID has come and India had huge opportunity to go ahead with expanding this particular vertical of textiles, let it be textile, whether it is a conventional textile or it's a technical textile. What happened? Only 8% of the business which has moved out of the China has come into the India. And why so? If you remember, the people during that period, we just use the advantage that we got into the opportunity to earn money. During that period, the Indian textile, the people who are dealing with spinning, they might be experiencing that time was the golden era for them. But what long hurt that we created to the country, that we lost the business. Nikunji was telling about how the Vietnam is doing, because the gap is coming from the various sector is only because we have the respect and mutual trust is missing to the industries. We initiated few years back when we started Raymond here with the help of DKT. We started pulling it out the things there, and through the help of DKT, we introduced to the industry here, and the gap that time was only the quality, which the hard working people of ICHALKARANJI, within a year they come out of this particular barrier of the quality, where the general barrier was the organized sector was they cannot produce quality. Today, like Anna also said that today the ICHALKARANJI is at par of any quality standards what world can make. So that barrier has been built up. But why we are not growing in organized way is the only word I will put it, the trust, mutual trust is missing. Because everybody is trying to look into the opportunity when he get, whether it's organized sector, deorganized sector. When we approach to the government, the whole approach of the industries, people of industries, is to see how it get benefited for the short term. I think the whole world goes with only one thing, that how we can collaborate, how can we mutually get connected, and we should not be considering decentralization between the small unit of weaving. The association is required between spinning, weaving, processing, where that is more important for the industry, because finally the end product only goes to the consumer. So I think it's a gap of trust. I think we have to work with various webinar, various seminar, various social, various political initiatives that we have to take to bridge this trust gap.
Hello. Our spinning capacity is excess. Almost, to be precise, but 20 to 25% of the spinning capacity is excess, and all the yarn, all whatever the manufacturing they make, it is coming in the domestic market only. Because of the export, there is a limitation, or there are some other geopolitical reasons also is there. How we can make it? Because the one issue will come, because most of the spinning mills in India, they are concentrating on cotton. Most of the mills, very barring very few. But if there is an export market, man, if you see the international market or international scene, they are concentrating, their maximum, this one is on the man-made fibers. Whereas in India, we are skewed, because cotton ज़्यादा है और man-made fibers कम है. So इसके वजह से हमारे export भी ज़्यादा जाता नहीं है उधर. So इसके लिए what are the suggestions you are making? How we can migrate to that, and what are the challenges and opportunities are there?
Namaskar. Thank you for the opportunity for expressing my thoughts on this platform. मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव जो है, जितने लोगों ने बात किया उससे थोड़ा सा अलग है. If you look at the global market, the consolidation is happening at the retail level. Majority of the retail is shrinking. Retailers are getting consolidated. Even if you look at India, even earlier you were having too many departmental stores. Now everything is coming under the brand of Reliance. Everything is Reliance Smart, or even whatever is there is, everything is under Reliance. I will be speaking only from the home textile perspective, because I am not having any other exposure. So I will speak only from the home textile perspective. If you look at the total business or total consumption across the globe, North America, over a period of last 10 years, average growth is not even more than 1% in case of home textile. But when we look at Southeast Asia, the growth is approximately 10% year-on-year basis. Second thing is, we have a tariff barrier if we want to export. For us, home textile, US is the only market where we depend on for exporting our goods. In other parts of the world, we have tariff barriers. If you want to export to UK or Europe, you have a duty of 10%, while our neighbors, Bangladesh and Pakistan, don't have any duty. So a major segment of the consumption across, mainly in UK and Europe, we don't have the access to sell the home textile product. Same way in Canada, if you want to export the home textile, the import duty is 18%. For the same product, Bangladesh is having 0% duty. So that tariff barriers, unless and until governments at the central level have this free trade, that discussions is going on with UK. Canada has been on hold, but unless and until that happens, we are not going to have additional business in terms of export for home textile, because our main dependency is on the US market. What we need to focus is on the domestic market, which is growing at the rate of approximately more than 10% on the home textile consumption. On the home textile side, if you look at the problem over in this part of the world, or where the decentralized sector is coming into the picture, everyone is supplying to the processor or the converter. No one is doing no one is adding the value to the product. That value addition is going to give them the money. Otherwise, it is not going to work. Same way, other in other context, if you look at by 2030, more than 30% of the buying will be happening only on the online, which is the e-commerce. And at the moment, none of us is working on that e-com platform. Our government is not even looking at that as a potential where the business is going to happen in next 5 years. The 30% across the globe, the 30 buying will happen only on e-commerce. So my suggestion is you are creating that corporation. In that corporation, if you can create one cell which provides a supports to all the small entrepreneurs or small manufacturers to give a platform which they will be able to reach on the e-commerce. E-commerce is not easy. It requires a lot of money initially to establish or brand or establish that brand online. Same way, right now, if this consolidation at the retail level is also happening, and that also they will look at only the big players. No one is going to come to small players where the volume needs are not met. So if that corporation or that entity reaches out to the big retailers also, they will be able to put forward the big capacities and the complete infrastructure at the back end. They will be able to offer a solution for their needs. And same way on e-commerce also, they will take the share, because right now, whatever is sales are happening on e-commerce, the percentage of the contribution from the decentralized sector is almost nil. So everything is right now is done by different people. Like we do e-commerce in US on Amazon as well as Walmart, and we are now establishing ourselves across various parts of the world. We have more than 2,000 SKUs, and we have done last year more than 80 millions of business on only e-commerce. So what I am trying to say is, if any platform is provided to this all small entrepreneurs to consolidate, make a product and offer it to the retailer or on the e-commerce, that consumption will start happening, the sales will start happening, their realization per meter, if they do that, value addition will come to them. It won't go to the converter, because they are just right now the operation, majority of the operation happening is from yarn to fabric, and that's over. After that, they are not adding any value. Everything is done by somebody else, and whatever margins or profit is taken by the ultimate seller who is selling the final product. So consumption of yarn also has been reduced because of the lot of usage of recycled yarns in various products in home. If you go to Karur, if you go to Panipat, a lot of people are now using recycled yarn in the manufacturing of sheets, in the manufacturing of kitchen towel, in manufacturing of cabana striped towels. So the consumption which was earlier from the virgin cotton now has shifted to recycled cotton. And that has also reduced the consumption of the virgin cotton, which is produced by the mills here as well as other mills in India. So unless and until the thought process is given on value addition, even the mills also has to see where the yarn is being consumed. The weaver has to see what is the final product which is made and how you can make the final consumer to buy your product, or a person who is selling the product online. Like we are also selling, we are doing a lot of trading other than sheets. Everything is we source out from outside. So that's how the growth will happen, unless and until you, like somebody else also suggested, that unless and until you collaborate with each other, that collaboration is required so that the capacity utilization will take place. And ultimately, if weaving capacity utilization takes place, spinning also will have that capacity utilization, and spinning also will benefit from the additional consumption of the made-ups or any article which is made from the fabric.
Just to answer your question about e-commerce, just to put you in proper perspective, we are already taking steps regarding that. And recently, when we had a conference in Mumbai, which was investors conference, we have signed a couple of MOUs with e-commerce platforms like Nykaa, eNation and all. And there is a Government of India as aggregator, ONDC. So if you list your product on ONDC, it will show to all e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Flipkart and all. We also have signed an MOU with them, and this onboarding will begin. So you'll get a right kind of, e-marketplace for your
Sir, just listing or showcasing the product online is not that is only first step. Actual action happens once you start marketing that product, and a lot of things goes at the back end. Once you list the product, how what is the content writing, how the because the person looks at the website only for 30 seconds. If he finds something interesting, then only he will stay on the page. Otherwise, he will move on to the next page.
I think those activities are also being taken care of by ONDC, and this training part, how marketing will be done, how that product cataloging will be done, will also be taken care of. So it's just a beginning. So since you raised this issue, we are also working on the
Okay.
similar lines.
That's good to know, sir.
Market of 100 billion US dollars by 2030. And how you feel that, how we can achieve this is what are the suggestions you can make. At the same time, what is the role of the decentralized sector in taking part in the process of getting this 100 billion US dollars? And what are the challenges and what are the opportunities available?
Not only exports, I feel that even in the domestic market, we have a big scope. Firstly, all the brands should be told to stop importing from Vietnam or Bangladesh, because all the fabric is going from China to them. Our production, or what Anna said, that we have a surplus of yarn, that can all be consumed here. The garment sector here, ICHALKARANJI, I would say, because I have seen here for last 20 years, the people here, when a customer from Bangalore or Mumbai comes, okay, you give me this order. There should be an association. There should be a unified rate for a certain product. People are going on taking orders at a lesser price. Only when they come together, they can grow.
Yeah, what Mr. Nupi just suggested, the collaborative approach has to be made now.
So considering India's population to Vietnam's population, if India is fourth and Vietnam is third, we have to think about it. Our fabric can be used here only. I have got people, I've worked with brands who have told me to import, who have imported denims from Bangladesh, and I have just done the labeling part here. The fabric has come from China. So we need to concentrate on these parts. There is no duty for goods which are coming in from Vietnam and Bangladesh. We need to even change that.
Because of the FTA, this arrangement,
yes,
so there is a big challenge in this are facing. That's correct.
Yes. So fabrics, first the brand should stop placing the orders outside. Only then we get the...
We can get internally, we can supply, because surplus
yes,
yarn is available, and
yes,
surplus capacity also we can build up also.
Yes.
That's correct, that's correct.
Sir, I have just another 2 points on that. If you look at again, only on home textile, we have reached a saturation stage as far as the export of home textile is concerned to US. So what is the additional business we can get globally? Because right now, whatever is business is coming is from fighting within the country. It is coming from X to Y or Y to Z. So if we look at the opportunity for us as a country, there are 2 things which are lacking in India. One is the production of microfiber sheets. Like you must have data that how much dumping is done from China on the microfiber sheets in India, as well as the export of microfiber sheets across the globe. And at the moment in US, the major consumption in the sheet sector is from microfiber only. In India, right now, people have started investing in microfiber. One of the company has started doing the complete thing, but right now we don't have the infrastructure right from the loom, because you have to have water jet looms, wider width water jet looms to make microfiber fabrics. Right now in India, very limited numbers are available. Same way, the further processing of microfiber is also not there. Very limited capacity is there. The second opportunity for us as a country is the jersey fitted sheets or jersey sheet set. In India, whatever circular knitting is there is only very limited to 36-inch diameter or 72 inches open width you will get. You won't get anything above 110 inches which is required for sheets. So there are now few players in Panipat side or Ludhiana side who are making jersey wider width fabrics, processing it, printing it, but the capacity is also very limited. That is one sector where the yarn consumption can go drastically if we as a country become competitive in the world market. When we are competitive in woven sheet set, there is no reason that we should not be competitive for the jersey or knitted sheet sets. If you look at Pakistan is a major player for jersey sheets in US market. as well as China is there, but major player is Pakistan. India doesn't figure anywhere for that particular product segment. So these are the two things or two products which we as a country have advantage, wherein we can have the infrastructure built up, and as a country we will get that business. Even in India also the consumption of microfiber is huge. Right now, whatever retailers or customers I know, all put together, they are importing more than 30 containers of microfiber, one container each of 20,000 sheet set every month from China. So that kind of volume, only few customers which I know. So there may be so many across India. So that is one thing which is required, a lot of infrastructure or support from government in terms of basically implementing those complete verticals across the production line. Thank you.
So to sum up, first, say, as far the textile industry is concerned, see, India has got advantage that we have got a huge population, and our marketplace is very big. Only thing is we are not able to tap it because our per capita this consumption is not up to the mark. If we increase our per capita consumption, definitely whatever the capacity we are having, I think we will feel short of the capacity also. That's the only thing we have to focus. Okay, that can become only by what the growth. Now already we have got a very green shoots are there. Our India has grown last year with 7.2% GDP growth. And next year also it is forecast it is going up. So once the GDP, the growth is there, growth of the country is there. Naturally the buying capacity also will increase. Naturally the textile is the, next to the food and shelter, textile is an essential one. Once it goes up, whatever the capacity we are having, definitely we can fulfill or probably we can expand also. That's the one thing now. And as far as the spinning industry is concerned, what I suggest was, they should not depend only making yarn. They have to go to the next value chain. They have to go for some product. They have to specialize product. They have to select very few. That is in India, we got successful stories are there. Like Indocon Textile, which is right in Kolhapur. And Alok, okay, now it has been taken over by Reliance. Then we have got the Welspun, and we got MS Singha in Karnataka. And we have got the Trident. These are all because they were successful, because they went up to the value chain. Only still you depend only on the spinning, definitely we are not going to be successful as far as spinning is concerned. And regarding this decentralized sector, what I suggest was, as Nikunj has rightly pointed out, and he is successful, actual, he has done it also. From the actual, this one he has just given us a lot of inputs. One thing is, all decent sector, they should go for value varieties, not mass production. They should go for varieties. At the same time, they should go for different fibers, not alone cotton. Because slowly and slowly, cotton is not becoming, except in home textiles. In certain medical use, cotton is being used. Whereas if you see the varying taste of the people, how many people are going to use very cotton? Cotton is very, very rare. So most people are using this either synthetic or blend of cotton and synthetics. So this is going to be the trend. So for that, the decent sector has to shift from cotton to the different fibers. It may be any fibers, lensing, linen, or any type of fibers are available. And they should go for some special varieties, special fabric. There are successful stories there. Mr. Sawant is there. He is making a lot of effective fabric, and he is a successful entrepreneur here. There are clear examples are available. So they have to take the cue from them, and they should go into that. Or if they depend only on the mass production, I think there is not going to be this one at all. The spinning industry has to go to value chain. They have to go up to the value chain. So that's this one you have to do. And as far as the government support is concerned, they are giving a good support. This policy, whatever policy is announced, it's a very good policy, foreseeing all this global warming and other thing. The solar, wind, they are supporting. I think it's a good sign. We should tap it. And how we can go into that level, how we can generate this one has to see. And one more thing is the capital cost. Capital cost also in India comparatively is high. So that also we should look into that. And the third is the logistics. The logistic problem also wanted to address. Otherwise, the way in which we suppose we do the export, the way in which the container comes to this upcountry and going back to the port, it takes a lot of time. So again, that is we are losing the time also. So that also we have to consider. With this summing up, I thank all my co-panelists. Yeah, sure.
If permit, I take 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
There are few misnomers we have to remove. We are talking decentralized, centralized. The subject is not centralized, decentralized. It's basically fiber to fashion subject. Why brands are coming to us in ICHALKARANJI? That or anywhere. We have to understand the things. One, hygiene factor was there, the quality which has been taken care few years back by the hard working people in the ICHALKARANJI. They come out of thumb that Bhivandi couldn't do, that Malegaon couldn't do. But we are not fighting centralized, decentralized, centralized. These brands will come to us, to ICHALKARANJI, only to reduce the cost. Now, why the big industries are not able to manage the cost? There are, if you see, most of the big industries, composite unit has started getting closed down. The recent example is Century. Century has closed down their operations, which probably the biggest. Now, because always there is a shift happening, the social shift happening because of margin of this business. Our customer will ask, consumer will ask everything for sustainability, but they are not ready to pay for that. Means that you have to manage from your own pocket. All sustainability efforts, anything, everything has to be done. Unfortunate truth of this textile is that you have to bear for that. What the most government can do to support you, only government is supporting because you are generating employment. That fact also we have to understand. So it's a very important factor that we have to understand. Decentralize, centralize, vertical integration. It's more important to find out the mechanism of collaborating each other. We have to find out there are platform required, not just between the weavers, but it also probably spinner and weavers. Now, probably spinner doesn't have a problem of selling today, but so as weaver has a problem, so as processor has a problem. We all are saying that why processing capacities are not coming, or whatever the processing capacities are there, why they are not successfully working. The whole reason is intransparency of the business. And everybody's coming and then there will be having, but that is not a case in spinning. Spinning, there is a only case where they have to just produce, make sure that they are efficient enough internally. They will work on all that energy, but because their prices are almost fixed everywhere. So I think we need to look into the collaboration across the vertical of textile, fiber to fashion. We have to look into collaborating between the people and government agency, like he rightly put out, wherever we can take it. Only subsidy will not help. Only corporate becoming vertical integration will not help. It required all around efforts. Maybe we can have, like, these are the platforms where we can get collaborated with each other. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our sincere appreciation goes to each speaker who shared their knowledge and insights on fiber to fashion. Now I request Mr. Sunil Patil, sir, trustee of DKT Society, to offer a bouquet as a token of love and affection to Mr. R. Sampath, Session Chair R. Sampath, who is a CEO at Sri Siddhivinayak Group. To Mr. Satish Bhutada, Senior Vice President, Indocount Industries Limited. Then to Mr. Sunil Ghalsasi, Consultant, Business Development and Supply Chain for E-Commerce. Then to Mr. Sunil Ghag, Proprietor of Sri Siddhivinayak Garments, Islampur. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Secretary Textile Ministry, Government of Maharashtra, Mr. Virendra Singh, to offer a bouquet as a token of love and affection to our Director of our Institute, Professor Dr. L.S. Admuthe, ma'am. Please, sir. I request Honorable MLA of our Maharashtra State, Mr. Prakashanna Avade, Honorable Secretary Textile Ministry, Mr. Virendra Singh, Mr. Sunil Patil of Janata Bank, Trustee of Management, DKT Society, to offer a bouquet. I also request to offer a bouquet to Deputy Director and Head of our Textile Department, Professor Dr. Yuse Patil, sir. As a token of love and affection, I request all the honorable Thank you so much, sir. Now we request Director of Indotex Exports Sangli Madhavnagar, Mr. Harshal Bafnaji, to offer a bouquet to Honorable MLA Prakashanna Avade. As a token of love and affection towards Anna, Mr. Harshal Bafnaji offered a bouquet. Thank you, sir. Now we also request to offer a bouquet to Honorable Secretary Mr. Virendra Singh, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all for being an integral part of this educational journey. Kindly have delicious lunch arranged near Darbar Hall. After lunch, Institute round and visit to industry also has been organized, which will be followed by high tea at the end. Thank you, one and all. After lunch, all are requested to gather near chemistry lab for the round to the institute. Once again, I am announcing after lunch, kindly gather at 3 o'clock to chemistry lab.